welcome back, one and all, for Dreamworks Dungeons and Dragons. Woo! Oh, it's so good to see you guys. I'm your Dungeon Master, August Schmid. I'm so excited. We have the Union, of course, with us, as always. How are we feeling, Union members?
Oh, so swell.
Pretty alright. Ready to kill some chicken haters.
Right? Oh man, because indeed, we're about to jump into a big old session. Last we saw you guys taking up the challenge, or rather request, from Artie to help out in Far, Far Away. You guys held a big presentation level just stadium event for the adventuring parties of Far, Far Away. Where you rallied them to their sense of heroism, their sense of duty, their sense of family and community, the sense that they are stronger together. And some of the sealing the deals, of course, is that, let alone, hey, you get paid this way. I know RJ did offer up those cash prizes for first over the wall, how many, or most confirmed kills, but also the offer of, hey, and come with us to defend New York City and then explore the Americas, right? Like, these adventuring groups, it's probably their greatest dream of, like, dungeons that have been never before explored, people to meet and cultures to discover. Like, this really cool idea of, like, it's not colonization, but the idea of explore and record of, like, hey, come check out this great area that's really just not doing much for most people right now.
We are the new forefathers.
Land of their fathers, right? But of
the
course,
Great Immigration, parentheses.
The Great Immigration.
The murder hobos.
Parentheses, but they're not here to stay. Well, indeed, because that's adventurers, right? Adventurers go out, they're not like settlers. They just go out and do stuff. Important things to note, of course, you guys did get a visit from Santa Claus, who promised not only for you guys, he showed up to every party for your Christmas gifts. Jack, we are going to do yours in a bit of a role play here in a second. But yes, all you got some great Christmas items. You helped defeat the stepsister Mabel and her thugs and treants. And I will let you know, you helped storm the castle. Artie helped defeat King Charming. The Peacekeepers brought Ilvanor in from the west, and the Speedrunners brought in ships from the north. Far, Far Away was taken. All of the high lieutenants and bad guys were defeated. And Far, Far Away is now a country that is under control of a party member, right? You know, Gus in the other party, who is one of the chosen. So this is now a complete amnesty station for all you guys. Technically the most powerful nation in the world right now, and it's friendly to you. You guys, as we kind of come into this session, you do know, unfortunately, you can't stay. You know, right now, it is a party in Castle Grimhold here in Far, Far Away, where everyone's kind of like meeting and chatting. There are a lot of chosen here, a lot of people. There's a line forming for King Arthur to talk to him about like items you guys want, which you guys could get in line for. Because Artie basically has, you see his advisor Merlin next to him, who is kind of reaching a hand into a portal and throwing out stuff. So Jim, you could talk to Merlin. It seems like Merlin's back in the dimension.
Is this my same Merlin?
This is Merlin. Yeah, well, let me think. When's the last time you did see Merlin?
He said he was gonna go find himself?
He did. I will actually say, to start, you see Merlin is wearing truly a shocking designer choice of clothes. His robes, it looks like a Hawaiian robe that stretches down to the knees, but still that Hawaiian floral pattern. He's got a ball cap on that says Merlin Con, and you see where the year would be, there's an infinity symbol. So Merlin Con infinity location. You see he's got like slat sunglasses and a yardstick margarita, which you think is his spellcasting focus right now. And he looks pretty pleased. He seems pretty chill and happy right now with everything going on. So what we'll do is, I'll just kind of go around and let me know what line you kind of want to go to first. Do you want to go to Artie first? Santa Claus is here if you want to talk to him. I know, RJ, we did discuss if you want to re-talk to Santa about the gift, or if there's other things you want to maybe do in the Castle Grimhold or in Far, Far Away before you guys need to skedaddle.
Do I really have to talk to Santa about it? You're gonna make me feel bad.
I am gonna make you talk to Santa. You gotta talk to him.
Rude. I'll go talk to King Arthur first.
Okay. RJ wants to talk to Arthur. Who else? Kind of shout him out because we're gonna go to the location and then go from there.
I want to see if there's a possible way to find that item without having to ask for Arthur's help, so that I don't waste my request asking for that item.
Interesting. So
Can we say the party asked for that item, and
because I'd
you asked
rather
for
not be responsible and waste my request.
Yeah, I don't either.
I want to be selfish for
That
this.
item is the...
That's the dagger
All those
that we're
daggers.
trying to keep away from other people getting
Yes.
hold of, so that
I
can't
will
find-
say it's is because again, you each get your own request. You don't have to worry about like, oh no, we all have to like decide on something. You each get to request something, but it is smart, especially for Megamind, of maybe do a little bit of an investigation on your own before talking. So Megamind's gonna do kind of that side off just to look for that. RJ's getting into line right now. It sounds like with Santa Claus, excuse me. Other people, who wants to go where?
I have a question for you, August.
Yes.
That will inform what I want to do. In the Guardians movie lore, the more belief there is in a Guardian, the stronger they become. Would that track into our campaign?
Mm-hmm.
As he chews, for any audience members, he's chewing.
This
He's
is
eating
a
food.
Italian salad ASMR session now. Let me just eat a quick crouton. Yo, crunch for the camera. Sorry. So, Jack, that is something that does apply here. Is the power of belief with the Guardians is linked to a lot of power level. So you see right now, Santa just reintroduced himself to the world in such a huge way here in Far Far Away. He is brimming with magic. Versus, you have made this, again, ever since the start of the campaign, it's enough that you've noticed people are seeing you, but they don't really recognize you as this, like, powerful Guardian-esque figure, right? It's kind of that, like, oh, we see a guy who looks odd. He looks, like, kind of very pale and snowy, but you've never been sure yet why that is.
Uh-huh. And Tooth can't fly right now because of a lack of belief, correct?
Correct.
So I'm going to go talk to Arthur, and I'm planning on asking for my boon from him.
Okay. So,
Could
Arthur,
go wrong.
Santa, personal... Jim Lake Jr., where do you think you want to go?
Honestly, Jim doesn't really want anything from Arthur. He's just here to have a good time. He wants to go chat with Merlin, see what he's been up to.
Okay, so you're gonna get in the arty line. Is that like, hey, I don't need anything, but let's talk to Merlin. It seems like Merlin's back in the dimension.
And thank you, Alicia, for diversifying our our stuff.
So we're not just like, all right, give me. No, that's super
Yeah, exactly.
fair. So Jim Lake Jr., you get into this line of like, hey, let's chat with Merlin. Puss in Boots, do you have an idea maybe what line you want to go to first, or a third party kind of option?
Puss is thinking it's not that there isn't stuff that he wouldn't want, but like he doesn't really care about material stuff anymore. I mean, for Arthur, he's just gonna ask like, oh, you know, like make me a knight or whatever, you know, like more fame, Puss in Boots' name, all that jazz. But that's not what he's actually wanting. Like right now, like he'll talk to Arthur later.
Cool.
Right now, he wants to gather the old gang. Donkey, Ogre, Pinocchio, Gingy, the gingerbread man.
Here.
Okay.
He wants to have a drink with the boys again.
Puss in Boots. I gotta save yours for last because it's gonna get sad. Spoilers.
Hey, what do you mean, sad?
The immediate cut to camera. What do you mean sad?
They're all dead.
They're all dead. No.
My back hurts. So I was laying My
You
goodness.
see RJ dunking and eating a gingerbread cookie.
No, that'd be wild. RJ, oh, I'm so sorry. These were on the table.
There was only one.
There was only one. I just kind of like quick grabbed it, bit the head. No. So, but yes, Puss in Boots specifically, kind of like with Megamind, that might be one of the last. We'll start in the lines. We'll actually start with Arthur. So, Jack and Jim Lee Jr., you guys in this line, you approach Jim Lee Jr. Merlin sees you, and you see he turns and does that like from across the hall, like looks at you, does a double take, lowers the glasses to make sure, and then Jim! And just bounds across, and he tries to pick you up into a hug and quickly realizes he can't, and goes, oh, no. You're alive! Oh, this is wonderful! I was sure many more people would be dead.
Yeah. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Anyway, I'm glad you're alive. It's been a minute.
Yes! It's been crazy. I have been traveling, meeting myself. I'd had to find myself. And I did.
Hey, that's great.
Yes, I found too much of myself. There was too many of me. So we had a bit of a convention. But it seems to be going pretty well right now. Honestly, and you see he gestures to the Merlin Con hat he's got on. It's going great. I honestly think we're hitting some good bounds in terms of the multiverse. For the first time in eons, my mind is not a swirling vortex of bees.
That's a good thing, I think, right?
Yes! Oh, bees are terrible!
Good.
Bees are awful, right? Don't they eat you and steal your girlfriends?
I've never met one that does that.
Oh, good.
Been there, done that, Merlin.
There's lots of multiverses, I guess. So
Indeed. I can't
I'm
remember
glad
if this is the universe where bees make really good honey, or if this is the universe where they wage war on humans. It could be both.
It could be both at this point.
Yes!
No, this one they do steal people's wives.
I knew it! I knew it!
Walks by.
That's why the old man doesn't get bogged down.
They also make very good meat. Very good honey.
Very
Or
good
does
honey.
not affect you humans.
So,
Never affect me.
Jim, you see Merlin, he even says, now, Jim, it's not a vote of no confidence. I merely mean to say, this dimension is on the rocks. Like, let's be real. I mean, this is crazy. I'm really surprised, and because he's looking around at all the Chosen, none of you died killing Charming. Do you know how many times you die doing that? Countless. Charming's a bitch. He's got, like, insane stuff, and his sword, and the levels he goes to. He's not, like, a good guy. So it's just really nice where you're like, oh, this is a good win. This is a win. This is a win.
Yeah.
We got a win.
No, it's really solid.
Are
We've
you
been doing
over
pretty well
18?
for here.
Are you over 18?
Yes.
Good. He hands you the yardstick, this, like, yard mark, and just like, take a sip. It's a celebration.
Oh, thanks. I'm not 21.
He goes, oh, right. There are still drinking ages in these realities. Well,
Yeah.
if you ever want to get a bit wild, just wink at me, and I'll slip something into your pocket.
Megamind passes by and he's like, technically the legal age in Europe is 16?
Hey, you know that it's 5 o'clock
In some
somewhere?
dimension?
The drinking age is 15 in some dimension. And so Merlin takes a big old sip from the straw. Listen,
I don't know if that's how that works.
as long as you drink responsibly, you share with your friends, and you kill monsters while doing it, alcohol can be great.
Fair enough. I'll maybe try it someday.
You see, he goes, you're lost. He goes back to drinking, and so, Jack, you see Artie is here. Artie looks, to let you know, stat-wise, he's at 1 hit point. Artie was down like 4 different times in that fight. They had a truly horrible encounter. Part of the reason they won was Santa Claus giving them their gifts and, using some healing magic. So you see, Artie sitting there's like, hey, I'm king now. What's your name?
The name's Jack Frost. Do you mind if I just reach forward and hit him with a Cure Wounds?
You see, Oh, a couple of the scars around his neck. You see he has a nasty wound. Like, his shoulder has, like, a hole in it that's been slowly healing. He kind of...
I just gave him 7 hit points.
7 hit points.
You
I'll
can
mark that
tell
down.
Josh.
You see he goes, oh, thank you so much. Dude, it's been crazy, but thanks. Jack, okay, are you with... what's your official group? Which guys?
I came over with the Union.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah. Hey, thanks for the unionizing. That really helped out a lot.
To be honest, it's all been a blur.
You see, he goes, 4 days ago, I was eating weird goo with rats, and now I'm a king. I get it, man. I get it.
In there.
Hey, so, and you see he looks, and because Jim Lake Jr., he does look at both of you, he's like, what can I get you guys? Deal's a deal. I would like to honor my request.
Oh, thanks for letting us show up and help, I guess. I'm good. I'm friends with Merlin, so I just wanted to come say hi.
You see, Merlin's like, the greatest reward anyone under my tutelage can have is the ability to know that they have done incredible works and not died. And
Ask for something, good luck.
just ask for something. So you see, Merlin says that. Artie just goes, all right. Turns to you, Jack, and Megamind. So he's like, all right, Jack and Blue Man. Oh, you're Megamind. Yes.
Correct.
Scott talked a lot about you.
Scott?
He's
Metro
the
Man.
greatest member of our party.
His name is Scott?
Well, technically that's his last name. I just call him Scott. It's kind of fun, Wayne Scott.
Do I remember what his race was called?
Metro
Was it
Man?
something stupid like Blue Thinkies, or was
Yes. Megamind's race is called, canonically, the Blue Thinkies. Versus Raphael's biological descendants are known as Raphaelians.
Someone got the short end of the stick.
it not as bad?
Not as bad. Yeah, Jack.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think, I think I just go, like, I don't want any, like, I don't need a physical reward, but you can see how powerful Santa Claus is and how he was able to turn the tide. That's because people know of him as a guardian. If the only reward I ask is that you spread the stories of the other guardians around far, far away. Make sure that the Tooth Fairy, the Sandman, Easter Bunny are all talked about and told stories about, and that, you take the time for Easter, you take the time to celebrate dreams, you take the time to celebrate growing up and losing your teeth and becoming an adult.
Being cold.
Well, I'm not gonna say that part. I'm doing the humble thing of like, yeah, the Guardians, but it's very much like, they might not ever be as powerful as Santa because of the nature of his domain, but
Santa's domain is of faith and joy and wonder. He really, like, Tooth with memories, Easter Bunny with hope, like, they're strong domains. Santa Claus has a kind of unfair advantage when it comes to, like, his domain is, like, everything good in the world, and so it's like, alright, that's kind of, like, obviously the best.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, Artie just goes...
That's what I asked for my boon, it's just memory and celebration.
He goes, yeah, done. We're gonna set up, I know we're trying to get some... Charming really limited a lot of knowledge and, like, library stuff, so we're gonna push lore and histories and really get schools going again, because I think there's some adventuring academies he closed down in far, far away. Yeah, no, for sure, we can spread those, yeah.
Cool.
And yeah,
Would I be able to pull out that book of, like, really cool magical items that I got from the thing? And I don't know what extra information I got outside of the page that had been altered, because I know I got a decent score when I was reading it after the fact, when I was reading through all the books, but I want to tear out the page on the Enochian stuff that helps locate Waldo, and then I just want to hand that to him. I'm just like, here's some cool stuff that could be lying around.
Gotcha. So it's like, because you don't want it said out loud, you want it very like, this is something, but you're not saying it. I like it.
Well, I wanted to hand him the whole book. I wanted to keep that page because I want the only people who know about this item to be us.
To you. Interesting. I thought you were doing like, oh, interesting. You want to fold RD, and I see what you're saying. Make sure you just have the singular pages. You hand over the Magic's Most Evil and that whole book. You see, Artie takes it, goes, sweet. Yeah, I'll take a look. You see, kind of like palms it to Merlin, who immediately like puts it through a portal off into some library. He's like, yeah, I'll take a look. For sure.
But in means of things that I could possibly get, I doubt you could provide a wish spell. So
see, Artie kind of goes, wishes are pretty hard to find. I mean, I only found one in my sword, and yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, it'd be really hard to have more than one wish spell lying around.
Yeah, I know.
You see,
I'm gonna kill the raccoon. No, I'm joking.
I'm gonna make a
I know a
check.
few people who have some personal ones, and I thought it would be cool.
You see Merlin speaks up. It's like, yes, multiple wish spells. Wishes are already arcanely powerful. Having multiple items that could grant wishes might have severely horrifying adverse effects on those that carry them.
Like?
I cough towards RJ.
You see Merlin goes,
you guys don't know what I did. Huh?
Insanity.
That's you.
It might insanity, the blurring of lines of realities and dimensions. It's literally the fabric of creation. So you might, I don't know, it could be as severe as death, or it could be as minor as you develop a minor allergy to pine nuts.
That might
Are you allergic to pine nuts? Leans over to RJ.
Some of the things that have happened to RJ.
There might.
It's like, is that why you're seeing things?
Yeah, could be. But you see, Jack and Megamind, Artie looks. He's like, yeah, I don't have too much, but yeah, we've got a couple items in the vaults here. I know Merlin's helping grab stuff for me.
Magic items is definitely my go-to.
He goes, yeah, sweet. What's your vibe? I mean, we've got weapons, armors, weird stuff. I don't even know half of it, right? Merlin's just helping me with, what was it? You see Merlin, arcane eyes, and his eyes are swirling all the colors. You see Merlin's like pulling items out of the vault using identify and like true sight basically to like see a bunch.
I didn't realize that this was going to be the session to ask for things, so I haven't thought of things other than the stuff that I asked for from Santa. Which
that could be a part of it.
If anything allows a portent of a kind, or like the something to help kind of get a success on some tech check in the future.
Gotcha. Here's what I'll give you. I'm just re-looking through your like Santa list to see if there's anything like in particular he could probably grab for you in relation to stuff.
But I don't know if there are any magic items that do that.
Christmas,
like an auto success. Lol.
About auto success, but Braxton just showed me the Stone of Good Luck.
Gives +1 to all of your ability scores. Not ability scores. +1 to all of your ability checks.
Yeah. Stone of Good Luck gives a +1. The other thing I can think of is there is an Ion Stone, because I know it's helpful to get the either auto crits. There's nothing really for auto critting, but there is like a Thoth Stone of critical hitting, where it literally increases your crit range from 20 to 19, which is just helpful.
We ask him for our boon in the shape of a feat.
He might not be able to do feats, because that's a little more like that meta role playing of like, these are things your characters have done.
No.
I can't just have Merlin give me Elven accuracy.
There might be an item that can do that.
That's bullcrap.
Yeah, you see Merlin's like, I could transmutate your feet to be those of elves, but I don't know where your original feet would go.
I love that.
I'll say, so Megamind, you're thinking, Puss in Boots, you were texting saying you had, jeez. Puss, did you want to talk to Artie?
Yes, you see, Puss in Boots, walks up, bows, and goes, I ask on, behalf of the union, just real quick, because I gotta go somewhere. First off, glad you're here. Charming was kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
Secondly, on behalf of the union and on New York City, and you see he gets a little more diplomatic. He's like, that we have an alliance, good faith and international relations, all that jazz.
She already goes,
How's that?
oh yeah, for sure. Like,
Great.
I'm down.
I heard that you were reinstituting adventuring academies.
You see, he goes, yeah, well, like, I technically went to a high school, college, academy thing, and they've just been falling out. I get, Charming just was trying to really limit adventuring academies from what I'm starting to hear, and so it's that, let's make sure people are down and cool.
You see, he, backs up just a little bit of that old Puss in Boots comes back, but you can tell it's the whole, he's pulling back into it, he's not becoming it again. He's like, if you need one of the world's greatest heroes to facilitate studies, you see, he gets somber, he's like, let's be honest. The world is getting crazier, and one day these, I wish to lie on a plate of concrete and eat some tuna.
Oh, because you're a cat.
So, essentially, logistically, Puss is asking to either be, a principal or a teacher at one of these universities, / be of, Arthur's, of course he wants a title of Sir Puss in Boots. That'd be cool as hell.
You see, Merlin goes,
to be one of his Knights of a Round Table. If the
everyone has thought of a headmaster and a familiar, but you will be the familiar and the headmaster of an adventuring school. And you see Artie just goes, or a teacher. I can talk to someone.
Or the professor. I understand because I do not have the credentials. I am a certified marriage counselor here in Far, Far Away, and in,
yeah, that's still there.
But I could be counselor too if we need the actual logistical credits route. I don't want to just be oh look, it's a businessman. Let's put him in charge of a creative company, because that would be the worst idea imaginable.
Artie is going
putting
to
creative businessmen at the top of creative companies.
Hey, stop it. We all get it. We all know. No,
sorry, I'm being silly.
You're good.
But yeah.
Artie is going to knight you, though. He can give you a knighthood. Because that's kind of like what your boon falls under, is that that what he said of I'll knight you and let you ask for stuff that way. So he'll officially knight you with Excalibur. Fun fact, you are his third official knight and the third animal to be knighted.
Who were the first
three?
His first two knights were Poe the Panda and Kai the Bull. So you are now Sir Puss in Boots the cat. So you'll have to see it.
We need some more humanoid.
Puss in Boots. So you guys are all going through, getting some gifts, catching up. RJ, you help find Santa Claus, and I think Jack, you're kind of pulled in here too. RJ, you see Santa is sitting here. Santa Claus is covered in blood, for lack of a better word. He looks like he has just ripped through armies upon armies of people and is just enjoying life right now. He is just vibing. And so RJ and Jack, when you come over, you see he goes, ha! Welcome, friends! How did you enjoy battle?
Great.
I honestly don't remember much of it.
He goes, that is normal,
What a
Jack.
rush.
First time battle, you don't remember, and next day you find out you killed 28 men and their families.
Santa, what? Nick, well, you've been gone. I've been in a lot of battles. This one was just a rush.
You see, he goes, oh yes, listen, I have gift. Is that okay?
Yeah.
He is going to pull out a cute little. It is gift wrapped in that kind of red aluminum foil paper with a green bow. Jack, you are given. Just making sure I tell you this correctly. Where'd it go? I thought I had
5,000 platinum.
Yeah, 5,000 platinum. Duh. No. Here we go. Santa's list. Jack, you are opening the box, and you see a set of leather bracers that seem to have beautiful swirling icicle patterns on the edges. And you see they're called the Bowman's Bracers. And so if you look that up in D&D Beyond, it will be in there. You see the Bowman's Bracers act essentially as the bracers of archery and bracers of defense. These will not only increase your armor class, but they will increase your natural ranged attack damage.
Shit. That's real cool. Thanks,
Yeah.
Sam. Thanks, Nick.
You see, he looks at you.
That's big.
I never doubt you, Jack. You have good heart. And now, you can kill man's heart.
I definitely can. Thank you.
He pulls you into a big bear hug, you know that, it's that weird, like, it is definitely not the Christmas season, but it's like, alright, it's Christmas enough. He gives you this big old hug, and you see, as you're hugging, he looks, little raccoon, RJ, welcome.
How are you?
I have slain many, many people. Don't worry,
Nice.
all naughty. I find 3 men in group of 10. A nice list. I let them live as gift.
So RJ's gonna quickly go through his mini bag, and I'm sure he has a bottle of vodka somewhere.
Honestly, yeah, I feel like RJ just hoards food and drink. Yeah, you pull out a bottle. You see something. Is that the good stuff?
I got you a gift for Christmas.
You see a big fat tear wells up his eye. Thank you! You know, most people leave milk and cookie. Santa knows how to party. You see, he takes the bottle, boom, pops the cork with his thumb, and just, swigs half. Brisk. That is good. That is very good. Thank you, Fred. Merry Christmas.
So
Now I feel second
Santa.
best mentioning that my gift was keeping his hat safe for months.
I know, right? Jack's like, I just held on to a hat.
I go, Santa, I've been through a lot in the past couple days. I've been halfway around the world multiple times, from New York City to the Feywild to the North
Nick, he
Pole.
doesn't like his gift.
England. I ended up getting married.
Hold. So, yeah, he, holds that hand up. You do not like Christmas gift?
I'm so sorry. I thought it would do something else, but I've been so busy that I feel really bad.
RJ,
And I've never done this Christmas thing before, and so...
RJ, every year, do you know how many nice children ask for things they want but don't need and then realize they don't want? Hundreds of thousands.
A lot of children celebrate Christmas.
Hundreds of thousands. Every year. Every year. I say, nah, yet, I not do this again. I am not going back out, but I do. Christmas gifts are not to be hoarded or regretted. I make you promise, small friend. And he points to the stone. If you re-gift, and meaningful, no white elephant bullshit, you re-gift meaningful gift, I get you another gift.
I can do that.
You see, he smiles like, that is what Christmas is all about. Making sure you are not just pawning off insubstantial items to random people, but truly understanding what people need and want and how you can serve. Good.
Okay.
You see, he takes another long drag. The vodka bottle is now 6/8 empty, and just whoa, this is very good.
That was 80 proof.
You see, it's not even hitting him yet. He's like, good stuff. I might go find more, but we talk. So yes, you re-gift. I work fast. You see, Santa, yes, gives Jack your gift. RJ, you've got that little addendum
Before he
there.
leaves, I have one more thing I want to talk to him about.
Yeah.
I think I just gesture over at Dragon, who's probably like munching on like a charred like arm or something. And I just go like, Nick, he's getting pretty big. I think by Christmas he might be big enough to pull a sleigh. If you would need any help. Just throwing it out there.
That is very generous, Jack. Your dragon is big, the big dragon. I've seen a couple dragons today. I will say, Jack, the reindeer do get jealous and they might eat your dragon.
Oh, I'm not meaning to bridle to the same. Just, if you wanted to be you wouldn't have to do it as much on Christmas Eve if there was a second sleigh.
Sleigh. I see. Yes. No, yes. Bad idea to give competition to my reindeer. They do not.
Oh, absolutely no.
They are vicious carnivores.
Not.
No, do not. Second. Hey, it's a couple months, right? We talk, and
yeah, what? Yeah,
we talk. And you see, he's gonna give you like a business card, almost like kind of tugging it. It's like, you talk my people. If home is home. You come in anytime. Just use that through door. We talk. Just making sure you got that. I will say, Megamind, you wanted to try to get that item before anyone else really learned. Go ahead.
And I would love to be involved in this affair, but I would also like to talk to Arthur at some point and get an item from him, but it doesn't need to be a roleplay thing.
That's true.
Anyways.
Well, what I'll say is...
I also slipped Arthur like 2 more ideas in a note as I walked away. I didn't send it in a text yet, but...
I was double checking. I'm like, oh, did I miss something? No, yeah. You send that through. What I'll say is RJ can definitely give, like, you want, like, help actions here, Megamind. We're going to start with an investigation check of, like, hey, a lot's going on in the castle. Let's just very low-key start looking around.
Anybody got locate object in our party?
Give me like 5 seconds, my dude.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, unfortunately, my spells are very limited.
Because we know what it looks like. You do.
You know what it looks like. Yeah, it might be one of those things you have to just swap out quick, but that's not too troubling. While you're just double checking that spell...
I got locate object.
Puss in Boots has locate object too. Okay.
And apparently I had unprepared spells.
Ooh. We'll definitely get some prepared in there. Puss in Boots, if you want to cast locate object, that would definitely help. You feel, Puss in Boots, locate object as it goes off, that kind of sonar, radar, it expands your mind, and you feel like the vibrations, and of course you're like going for what is pinging back, right? Locate object, it kind of, again, it bounces back the waves, you feel the arcane energy coming from a place. As you ping out, I will say, you do feel a dead zone here in the castle. It is like far, far below you, right? Probably in the lowest levels of the dungeons. But it's one of those odd where it's like your locate object goes off, and so you're not getting the object for this curved dagger. But you're noticing a big old dead zone that nothing's coming back. Again, it's not like you get constant back, but think of it like your locate object does kind of trigger off magic itself. So like, especially in this room, you're getting a lot of little waves back, people, and then you notice just this big dead area far underground that you think has been warded against what you're trying to do. But
Let's go there.
That's probably where you need to
go. Yeah,
go.
Kind of tell us where we need to go.
Right?
Great.
You guys can all, again, slipping away is not hard right now. I'm not even going to make stealth checks yet, right? It's that, like, you guys can easily dip down. As you head through the dungeon levels, eventually you get to the lowest layers. You see there are doors that are right now hanging off their hinges. There's a lot of adventuring parties in around here. Specifically, you see the Frozen Blood is here at the vault. And inside this vault, you see a giant, the size of one of the Smithsonian-level buildings of magic items, gold, jewels, gems. The Grimhold for Castle Grimhold is busted open, and you can actually see, again, before you even get close, like from the open vault doorway that's been blown open with the frozen blood around, you see like small portals opening up as Merlin is, grabbing things from the vault. The idea of he's not going downstairs every 2 seconds. But you see that inside this vault would be thousands of magic items and probably what you're looking for.
Okay.
All right. Spread out.
You guys start walking up. You see the members of the Frozen Blood turn, notice you guys, just, "Oi! It's the Union!" And they, like, pound their chest, kind of, because they're friends, right? You may not know them by name, but they know you. As you come up, you see these 2 half-orcs just, "Oh, what can we do for you?"
Friends, we're on a very important quest for Gabriel, and we are not at liberty to tell you.
Right, who's Gabriel?
We're on a very important quest for Merlin, and we are not at liberty to tell you.
What's a Merlin?
We're not going to tell you. Have a nice day.
Go ahead, whoever wants to can make a persuasion check. Unfortunately, these guys aren't, like, high up in the world of, like, who's who, but you see, they're here to, like, help guard.
Are they not from far away? Like, they would know who Merlin is, wouldn't they?
I got a 23.
So, fun fact, Merlin is, like, an Eldritch Enigma kind of wizard in far away.
Gotcha,
he shows up to do weird stuff.
We only know he's real because we're relevant to him.
Exactly, right? Megamind 23, you see, again, the Frozen Blood, they're not hostile. Again, they're pretty, everyone's a great spirits. You think they've maybe even been drinking. So they come out and they're just kind of confused, like, right.
Very important Union mission for the God of the Union.
Oh, for the Union. All you had to say. Yep. Union founders such as yourselves. You walk in. Immediately, all of you are just hit with so many magical items and weapons, armor, gold, jewels, scrolls, rings, all ranging from common to rare. Again, all in between these like crazy things that have just been stored here. Go ahead, anyone who wants to can make me an investigation check. We'll do it as a group just to quickly spread out. Because, even though you're in unofficial Union business, as Megamind has rightfully made the check and said, they may get suspicious if you stay here too long. So it might be that, like, hey, let's see if we can find this weapon before we really have to dip.
Quick check. Who all's here? Who all's part of this?
It should be the full group. I think it was that, like, at first it was RJ and Megamind, but I think it was that, like, hey, it's that quick, we could all slip away, at least for a few moments, and no one's gonna really notice unless you're gone for, like, a ton of time.
Who has the highest investigation, and who...
I have a +6.
I got a 0. So I'm just going to give you guidance and the help action.
Sweet.
Okay, because I rolled a 14 +6 and got a dirty 20 already.
And I
That
have
is
dragon
+4, right?
And
Yeah.
advantage.
Okay, so that's 22 for the first one. And 23 plus 25 for the second.
25. You all quickly, again, Puss in Boots, RJ, you're running up on shelves. Dragon helps leap up, and Jackie, you're both, again, in the sky looking down. Jim Lake Jr. and Megamind, you are combing through these libraries. Jack, what'd you get?
Oh, I only got a 13, but I just, for clarification, I can't ride him when he's flying, and I gave my flying boots to Tooth. So I am landborn.
Okay, so you're ground team 2 then. You're all running quickly through. Again, not being like super conspicuous, so the Frozen Blood members aren't going to turn and be like, why are you freaking out? But you guys quickly go through, and it's that odd, like, again, every so often you're seeing items that are like, that's straight up a vicious greatsword. Wow, that's like a great +2 shield. Like, it's weird to be like surrounded by a lot of really good things, but again, you're looking for something very specific just to get in and out.
The only thing holding RJ back is trying to be on that nice list.
Exactly right. I love that. RJ's like, the list. As you're like walking
The
through,
cans
like,
are in the Pringle can as he's just like.
I gotta make a check, RJ. We're gonna do full Abu style. Yeah, that's a great roll. You see a tiny little crystalline Pringles can, like a Pringles can made out of gemstone.
How do you roll for self-control?
Puss in Boots sighs, sees this, and goes, "Do you want me to get it for you?"
I mean, if it just happens to fall into my hands, I won't say anything.
Oh
But
no,
I-
it's it!
Otherwise, I get possible deniability.
Puss in Boots, you steal this for RJ. I'll allow it. I think that's cute. But yes.
Then he looks at you and goes like, "No more. That's it."
The Pringle can, RJ, also acts as a spell storing gem, so you think you can store a spell in the Pringle can now. And again, because I should point out, your original Pringle can is like a normal Pringle can, but the inside lining was a bag of holding. So this, again, is just like a fancy, rich person kind of like gem can. And so you put the bag of holding on the inside, and the outside, this crystal Pringle can looking thing, is basically a spell storing gem. On the 25, though, Megamind, you're looking through, and again, you guys are calling out to each other, just, again, quick check-ins of, like, checking here. Nope, these are all gems. Nope, we're looking at a bunch of daggers. Eventually, Megamind, you run by, and it's that very cinematic. We see the camera angle, and we watch Megamind kind of sprint by, and then we hear that, like, as you kind of, like, squeak on your heels. Take a few steps back. In a small, dusty corner, Megamind, you see there's a broom that has a moth and cobweb on it. You see a small bucket, wooden, the water or whatever chemical inside, long gone, now mildewed out. There is a small little, like maybe a wooden shield or pot handle, and propped just between the bucket and shield is a curved blade, for lack of a better word, in the curvature of a rib, slight bonish texture and color, with just a little bit of leather hide wrapping around the edge to give it just enough of a handle. And the edge of it has been sharpened to a fine dagger point. Now, I will say, this is not in D&D Beyond, specifically because this is a very high, powerful artifact, and I didn't want people just finding it. But Megamind, as you reach down and pick it up, I need you, the second your fingers touch the hilt.
Gonna say that I wanted to wrap it up in something, but I did not say it before you started speaking, so
that's fair.
I will loop.
Well, and I think, Megamind, it's not even just if you're touching it bare skin, even being in that close enough proximity. Can you just make me a quick, this is a wisdom saving throw. It's only a DC 10, I will let you know. Add 4. Yeah, because I think, like, the party coming around, like, Jim Lake Jr. would just be coming around the corner, too. So add 4 to whatever you roll.
So that is a 8. Do I still have guidance?
I'm going to say...
Guidance doesn't work on saves,
yeah, because it's a save.
It doesn't.
And
so...
Megamind...
That's Bless?
Bless does, but you didn't say that
yeah,
beforehand.
Bless would have had to, because this is that, like, split second. Megamind's like... Because, again, Megamind's not touching bare skin. I think, Megamind, you're using, like, the edge of your cloak real quick just to pick it up. But as you come in contact, you feel an intense burning just behind your eyes, Megamind. And Megamind, I need you to join me in a secret Discord room. I'm gonna turn off the cam. So here's what we're gonna do, Megamind. I'm gonna add you to a secret meetings channel. It's just gonna be you and me. here
Okie dokie.
we go. Okay. You should be added in. Let me know once you see the voice roleplay called Secret Meetings. I'll take that as a yes. See you all in a second. Megamind. As your eyes burn, and for just a moment, everything goes pitch black. When you start feeling the world right itself around you, I need to know, Megamind, when you think of a cage, what image or what memory comes to your mind?
I would think the schoolhouse.
Yeah.
Because the prisoners treated him fairly, but when he was in the schoolhouse, he was forced into that corner.
Yeah.
And kind of just ridiculed and he felt like he was in a prison, even though he was smarter than every single person in that room.
Megamind, I love that. Indeed, yeah, it's that prison was a home, honestly. But the old Schulhaus, Megamind, you feel the world coming to. And you are the small little 8-year-old Megamind sitting in a corner. As you look, this schoolhouse, or I will do it correctly, your Schulhaus does seem like it was. You're seeing that old chalkboard, the 2-room. This room was basically just the one big classroom. The other room was the teacher's room. Bunch of desks, all those old-fashioned wooden where they would be a bench, but you would fold them over and they would become a desk. And although everything is quite the same, you know this is merely a facade. The room is just a little bit maybe too long. When you look out the window, it is like a painted-on window where your memory holds seeing the outside, the freedom of it all, but it doesn't seem animated. It seems rather static. As you sit here, you will quickly realize you are not alone in the corner. And that as you turn, you see a young boy sitting with you. This is no one you knew in school, because indeed, as the boy turns, his skin seems a little bit tanner, kind of an olive skin, jet black hair, and his eyes are voids that simply circle entropic, absolving all light and sound inside of them. And as this other small boy turns to you, he speaks. Hello, Megamind.
Hello.
It's been so long. In fact, I almost forgot about you.
Have we met?
Oh, right, I look different here. If you saw what truly is here, you would go insane.
Sounds fun.
Your friend took one of my feathers long ago.
Oh, Lucy, my boy.
And you see
Sorry,
the kid,
that's
he gives
probably
that,
not a good nickname.
yeah, well, you see, he gives that cheeky little, like, kid in trouble smile of, like, the same, but, and you see he looks down, Megamind, you're holding, still kind of with the edge of your cape, but now your cape kind of looks like your old, like, school clothes, and so you're still holding the weapon. And you see Lucifer goes, wow, you found it. Oh man, yeah, that'll do it. I mean, that's truly cursed. You definitely found a way to talk.
Oh, curse normally isn't good.
Yes, cursed by God. My father cursed that item as,
He seems to curse a lot of things.
Oh, I apologize.
Apparently
Megamind.
they blew up my entire planet just because Michael was a scaredy cat.
You see, Lucifer, from what you're seeing, he looks genuinely sad. And he goes, It's not fair when creation is destroyed without purpose. It is truly a waste, and that's not okay. I apologize, Megamind. Normally, I invite other people to my home. I wasn't ready for visitors so soon. You see again, this little kid kind of holds out his palms in that, like, I didn't do it pose. Looks at you. But if you have the weapon, you might be able to find it, Cain. Couldn't you?
I mean, lying is kind of your whole thing.
You see,
well, at least that's what they say.
He rolls his eyes.
So really, if I did, wouldn't do a whole lot of good either way.
Megamind, do you know what a lie is?
Withholding of the truth.
Yeah.
Be it for good or
evil.
Ill will.
Good or evil. Do you know that my father lies? He does not tell all of creation his plan. Or told. Dad's a bit out of the picture these days.
Yeah, I heard.
But a lie is not good or evil. It is simply an absence of facts. I am
it's kind of like a weapon.
You see, he gestures towards the weapon in your hand. And a weapon is simply a tool. Do you know what you're holding right there? I will say, it wasn't my idea, but Cain knew how to be thematic and a bit on the nose. As Eve was taken from Adam, so was that taken from Cain. You see, when I met Cain, I didn't know what I needed. I was pretty new to this whole helping business. I needed a way to talk to him. He needed a pact. He needed an item, a tool to help him, and so we came up with that. Something that he could use to, well, I told him to use it to defend him against my father and brothers. And you see, Lucifer looks like, and he's withholding a bit of a story here. You see, like, it's that, like, he has stopped himself from maybe going into something.
Could I get you to tell me what you were about to say by asking about your plan to eat of the tree without touching the tree?
You saw that?
Yeah.
So...
well, one of us did.
You get it then. Right? The tree, it's an untouchable law of a primordial god. None shall touch of the tree. But I did, didn't I? Now, Megamind, I'm so glad it's you. And you see these eyes, they somehow glint as if light tries to pull from them. Something deep in Lucifer looks so enwrapped with you. That tree was proof of my thesis. It is living testament to what I know and every intelligent being in any creation does. That laws are fact, but that the absence of fact is possibility, interpretation, meant to be pulled. You take creation and opinion and you pull out of it fact you want. Once it is pulled, it is there. My father is the God of creation and order. He pulls facts. He pulled that tree and stated, this shall be good, this shall be evil. And those that eat that fruit knew. But that's simply once it is made. So much exists without fact. I'm called the father of lies. I took that fruit because Megamind, they call me the bad guy because I'm on the other side. Because I am not celestial and truncated like they are. I am simply just...
The winner writes the history books.
You see, he nods his eyebrows and goes, I asked Cain for something personal that would allow me to speak to him. I was still watched carefully by my father. I was punished, and you see he flinches when he says the word punished. I was punished by Father for giving Adam and Eve the fruit. But I wasn't, for lack of a better word, disowned. I was just kicked out of the house, but he watched me. But that allowed me to speak to him. Just us. Would you mind if I showed you? May I? And you see, he holds up 2 fingers, and he kind of puts them, kind of like a kid would, like, do that fun little, like a bridge with the finger thing. He's like, almost like to poke at your eyes, but he's not poking. So he's like, may I show you?
Well, I love information, so why not?
And that's why you're better than them. And he puts them, he closes your eyelids, Megamind, but as he closes them, they open. You see, as Lucifer said, meeting with Cain, their talks, the weapon being forged as Cain pulled it out, and Lucifer, still angelic, healing Cain after. But you see Abel hiding in the shadows, watching their meetings. And you see Abel on his own, offering up an altar, blessings to the gods and angels. And you see Michael appear to Abel. And Abel tells Michael of these things, and Michael looks furious. Your mind flashes, and you see Lucifer cowering on the ground, Michael over him holding his sword. And Michael, you are not to talk to the humans! And he cuts deep each time. Lucifer is blocking each one. It's not really cutting him, but Lucifer's being beaten by Michael. Eventually, you see Michael leave. The scene shifts. Lucifer and Cain are there, and Cain, who did this? And you see Lucifer, it's nothing. My family is not of my opinion. Cain, it's fine. I think there's a way we can save your family. I think the fruit was the first step. I just need to figure out how to help you. You're not... You're a different creature. You're not like me. And you see Cain's eyes get really dark. Cain goes, I know how to stop this. We cut, you see Cain approaching Abel. Abel turns and you see Abel holds out his palms. Cain, it is wrong to consort with Lucifer. You know this. And you see Cain just, you had no right. What I do for you. I do for our parents. And I do for the safety of every person in this wretched existence. You see Abel gets a little mad. Really, Cain? And who made you a god? Who made you some grand older brother that gets to decide everything? And Cain gets mad. You see Cain reach up. He doesn't pull the weapon, but he grabs Abel by the collars of this sheepskin kind of tunic, pulls him close. I was not chosen. I make choices. And you should too. And he kind of throws Abel away. You see Abel tumble to the side. Goodbye, Abel. Next time we meet, I'll be back with information how to save your stupid ass. You see Cain turns, and Abel looks enraged. He looks down, sees this curved rib hanging off Cain's belt. Abel rushes, and it's almost like split screens. Hand on the rib, draws back, Cain whips, slash, boom, Cain grabs Abel's hand, Abel drives in, cuts deep, a deep scar gouging from Cain's eye down to his cheek. Cain roars, grabs, punches Abel, Abel tumbles, they both roll once, twice, thrice, and it stops. Cain slowly stands up, and you see Abel on the ground, rib halfway in his sternum. Cain's hands are bloodied. You see from the blood from his face and the blood now gushing out of Abel's body. You hear Lucifer's voice. You don't see him, but you hear the Lucifer of that time go, Cain, what have you done? You are back in this old shul house. Lucifer looks at you. First weapon. I took the heat for it. Well, Cain got punished too, but I'm the one who taught him how.
But he's not even the one who tried to kill someone first.
You see Lucifer looks at you. Cain is an intellectual like me and you. He doesn't fight. It's why, damn it all to me, he's lasted so long because he doesn't fight. But he will kill. Be warned, he will kill and has. But no, that was never the goal. Oh, you can't stay too long. Megamind, you look, the shul house is starting to stretch and grow. And Lucifer goes,
do you know where I could find your brother Ananiel?
Goes,
is that the one? Is that the right one?
Ananiel? Oh, Ananiel was always a weird kid. Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. I know he's super into the whole prophecy and fate, but that wasn't my wheelhouse. Let's get you back before your soul is stuck here. And Megamind, as you wonder...
Can this kill Michael?
He looks at it... Maybe. Just as much
How
as...
do I make it?
Well, you see, he goes, I did sanctify that bone with my sword, but Seraphim can be killed by a Seraphim blade. Your friend Jim's got something like that. And as he kind of pushes you out of the cage with that last goodbye, let's go ahead and rejoin the rest of the group.
Oh, he's back!
Thank you guys so much for your patience.
Where's Shane? Where's Shane?
I killed him!
Roll initiative.
Roll initiative. Shane now has he's got a new backup character. I'm kidding. All of you watch Megamind touches the weapon. His eyes get a little and after a moment,
That's
Megamind
normal, right?
Straightens up.
You good?
The answer is obviously yes.
He ain't good.
Yeah. I just don't like Michael a lot more now.
Why? What happened?
Well, I just met Satan. So.
You just what?
Met the devil.
Ah.
Lucifer, the Morning Star?
From the Bible?
From the Bible.
From the Bible.
From the Bible?
From Zephyrin's kid?
We had a great conversation.
Yeah, did he tell you, like, because he had been trying to contact us. Did he...
He's something about our car's extended
well,
warranty.
actually, we should probably
You,
not talk about
you know
this
how
with,
we
like, people around?
saw the memories of everybody?
Uh-huh.
Well, basically, I got to see the continuation from where we left off to the whole creation of this guy and who tried to kill who and who succeeded in self-defense.
Okay.
So you're saying Michael is the devil?
No, he's
Wait, no,
just
I'm
an
like,
ass.
are you saying that Abel?
Abel tried to kill Cain, and Cain protected himself. Right? Is that what you're
Oh.
saying?
Yeah, being uncryptic, I met Satan in my old shul house because that place is a prison and it sucks. I'm never going back to shul because I'm smarter than everyone.
Low battery.
Fair enough.
No battery.
My bad.
But then he was like, "You're great. Let me show you some visions." And then he showed me how after he got in trouble for pulling the fruit and giving it to Adam and Eve, and then getting punished, which made him shudder, by finding a technicality in the rules, I would assume, he got punished, but he wasn't like thrust down into his cage yet. He was still kind of like on probation, you would say, using prison terms, and decided, hey, this Kane kid is pretty smart. He's pretty cool. I'm gonna hang out with him, but I'm technically not allowed to talk to mortals, so I'm gonna like do as Adam did with Eve and pull a rib and let him. This was basically a communicator between Cain and Lucifer,
Really?
and they just chatted and had great conversation. And then his brother spied on him, narked to Michael. Michael then went and beat his brother and stabbed him a bunch and made him bleed and such. And then Cain got angry as after he saw Lucifer all hurt. Then he went and confronted his brother about it and was like, "You suck, I'm leaving, and I'm not coming back until I found a way to save this planet from the stupidity that is Michael and their plan." And then, well, it was more of an aggressive, like, "You're an idiot." And then he tossed him to the ground, and then Abel was like, "I hate you, I'll kill you." And then he failed. Because Cain got his blade back, and then they rolled down a hill, and Abel fell into it.
He fell into it 92 times.
No, just once. Legitimately.
Okay.
27 times.
Quite honestly, that just confirms a lot of the thoughts that Jack's been having. That, like, Lucifer, I mean, we still don't know what his ultimate motives are, but it's just one more mark towards his credit.
Yeah, because, like, we knew Michael was sketch. But that's,
Yeah.
like, that's real sketch.
Yeah, and then I guess, he took the fall for it, but Cain still got punished. And he is a smarty pants who will avoid killing people, but he was not afraid to do so. Now.
Okay.
Apparently he's an intellectual like me. Oh, and he's got a really big scar kind of
From eye to
across
cheek.
his face.
Are you talking
Across
about Cain or Lucifer?
Cain.
Okay.
Okay. And
Thanks.
did this
Wait.
give you any insight into the location of Cain, or are we still blissfully unaware?
We are still blissfully unaware because I tried to ask where Naniel was, and he was like, "Oh, that nerd? He's really into prophecies and folklore and things, and that's kind of." He was like, "That's not my wheelhouse." So that's kind of the information I got on an annual.
Don't we have the Astroblade though? Like I have it in my inventory.
You do have the astrolabe.
So like, the reason of getting the bone was to find Kane.
Or
Well,
at least to keep
It was to
people.
keep other people from finding him, because at first we didn't want to open the cage, but now I'm not so sure.
Well, are we? Okay, yeah. If we're gonna open the cage, we don't want to do anything. But like, is there a world where this is a destroyable artifact? Do we just break the key?
I will let you know.
Oh,
The one thing I will give, because I wanted to see what Shane wanted to give or what he wanted to keep secret. Something I will point out just to help remind Shane.
me telling you everything.
Lucifer technically helped sharpen and forge this weapon with his Seraphim blade while it was alive, right? You know, using the steel.
It is.
Blade in its own right.
So
It is sanctified. It is.
It might take one or two other artifact level things to destroy either of these two items.
Oh, it's a bone. We could just give it to a dog and they'll eat it.
Yeah, can Dragon just gnaw on it?
Death
luck
is a
with
dog.
that.
No, Death would like that too much.
We're not
Yeah,
getting
He
that
would like
job.
a artifact to find someone very much. He's not getting it.
We could feed it to the Tarask.
Or we
We're
could
not
just
feeding it to anything.
Okay, we should probably skedaddle before we get any more attention on us. But
I was gonna say you will hear from the opening of the vault. Is everything all right in there? Because it's been about a minute or so, and the frozen blood men, they're just again genuinely curious of like, you good?
yeah,
I found a cool mop
mop
bucket.
Oh really?
Does the mop bucket do anything?
Sorry, what was that, Megamind?
Well, I yelled when he was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I found a cool mop bucket," and then I like grabbed the mop bucket to see if it actually does anything or if it's just a piece of wood.
You grab the mop bucket. It's straight up janitorial supplies that haven't been used in decades.
It's very well crafted. That's about it.
I'll take this back to the party so we can fill it with wine jugs.
You
Yeah,
see,
fill
the
it
first
with
one.
booze.
Oh heck yeah!
Yeah,
That's
I think the more
exactly
booze
how you
containers.
party. You put a bunch of wine in a bucket with mildew. It makes a really tangy flavor.
Exactly.
Good to know.
Uh,
Go try that right
for
now.
God.
You guys can head back up because I know RJ, you want to quickly ask something of Artie. Puss in Boots, we were going to quickly talk to some of your friends, and I know Shane sent me return.
Yeah. So, if there's a really nice boulder somewhere around that is a pet rock that I could turn into a cube and fling, and it comes back to me every so often.
Jeez.
That's what I was trying to niggle with that.
Oh my gosh.
I do have a question for Megamind. Megamind,
Yes.
on a scale of 1 to 20, how charismatic would you say you are?
18.
So, I'm really good at procuring magical items, and I
I'm aware.
happened to get one recently that, though it is something I wanted, it's not what I thought it was. And I realized that this truly would be a great thing for you. And I have this stone of leadership that increases your charisma score by +2 that I got from Santa. And I'm not going charisma based anymore.
Quickly finagles a necklace to put it in. And...
So it's an Ione stone of leadership, so it floats around.
Throw it. Oh.
Yeah.
Just hovers around him.
No,
Yeah.
just hover over his head like a little Sims gem.
Yeah. It would be really good for you and your spells and your whole shebang.
I
And,
decorate it so it looks like a moon.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
RJ, you give Megamind a Merry Christmas gift. You you get that. I will say, pardon me. From Artie, you have options. Megamind, you for sure can have a returning boulder.
Yes.
I will say, it is a returning boulder. Once it does hit as a cube, it will return to you, but you'll still probably need to take the action to re-cubify it. It's not going to like auto-cube for you, but a returning boulder, I think Merlin actually can just straight up give you that. Like, here is you want a boulder that returns to you. Wild.
You Indiana Jones scene where he's running from the boulder.
Yes, do you want the boulder to chase you?
No. I wanted to chase bad guys. People
Incredible.
I direct it to chase.
A boulder that kills enemies for you so you can do other things. I like it. And yeah, sure, he'll enchant a boulder to be a returning weapon.
Because then if anything's in between me and the boulder, I can just have it return.
Yeah. Puss in Boots. You're getting armor, it sounds like, from Artie.
Yay.
Yeah, I mean, just mark down the kind of armor you need, honestly, from Artie. He's got spare armor.
I need to be less hittable, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, +2 breastplate.
Yep.
Let's do a breastplate.
Yeah.
Adamantine.
Adamantine, that also works.
Adamantine is only uncommon. Yeah, go for it. RJ, you have given your gift away, and you're going to Artie. I guess just for that, like, either role player, just the metagame of it all. What 2 items are you trying to get here from either Artie or Santa Claus?
Okay, so quick question about the Pringles canned gem of spellswing. Does that require attunement?
The spell gem might. I'm gonna double check that actually. Because I want to say it doesn't.
Because I couldn't find spell gem under D&D Beyond. The closest I could find was a ring of spell storing.
Yeah. Jeez Louise. Let me check some of my more in-depth notes for spell gems. Because I've used these before. Spell gem. Where did it go? Much of gem seeing. Cool. I thought it should be in there. I'll just have to go ahead and add it in a little bit. It's basically a gem that can store anything from a 5th level or lower spell. Just 1 slot, but again, you cast it and then it's free up. It shouldn't require attunement though, because part of the nicety of these things is the trouble usually is, anyone could use them. So if you get stolen from you, but you're not going to get it stolen unless you're dead. So it's just one of those nice things of like, hey, it helps just keep a spell in there for like emergencies. Yeah. So yeah, it shouldn't be attunable.
So I would like to ask the king for a staff of fire.
Jeez. He for a staff of fire.
Oh, that's smart.
August, remember, you're making a terrorist.
I know. Hey.
That's real dangerous with our guy that's already like, oh yeah, you're double damage to fire.
A staff of fire is something Artie can give you.
Awesome. And I would like to go up to Santa and be like, giving stuff feels weird. I don't know if I like it or not. But I did give Megamind the stone because it would really help him out. And I was wondering if I could have a staff of thunder and lightning.
Jeez Louise. So, Staff of Thunder, Lightning, and Staff of Fire. So, RJ just wants all the magic staves. And again, we're going to reflavor these as your claw grabber hands for your staffs.
I don't know.
Dinosaurs?
What?
Different types of dinosaurs?
That's funny. They're just but I would like them to look like stabs, but at the end they are the claw grabbers.
For
That's
sure.
beautiful.
For sure. That is art. I want an image of RJ the raccoon with a crystal Pringle can with 2 magic staves with cute little dino heads on the ends going
Who did we commission this from?
I know a guy.
Who gave you permission?
Yeah, and just so you know, August, when I reworked my character, I took a different subclass of druid because I wasn't feeling Circle of Spores as much.
Yeah.
And Circle of Grasslands, looking at it, gave me a better idea of what I'd like, and also a feat of Elemental Adept Lightning. Anyways, bye.
Yeah. The Staff of Thunder Lightning can be your gift from Santa Claus. RJ, you've got these 2 little magic staves that deal fire, lightning, and thunder. RJ, you're a druid of nature, right? This is a raccoon that's tapping into the elemental forces of pure nature. It's kind of fun.
I will only burn bad guys.
Only burn the bad guys. I will let you know. Artie will. He has hired in a bunch of healers, so you will all regain all your hit points. That's going to be the easy part right now. But you will get a sending from Ginger in New York City. The sending that comes into you as the party. Right, we see ships on the horizon. There may be a few hours away.
I got this, guys. Let's kill them all.
Was there more to the message, or was that it?
That's it. Just we see the ships
okay.
on the horizon.
Okay, I want to find really, really big items that might have fallen or crashed and aren't needed around the town anymore, and I want to shrink them into some usable.
Does the castle count as an item?
The castle cannot be an item. That's way too big of a construct. Megamind, go ahead. I'll allow Megamind to mark down 5 items. They will vary. We'll just make a luck check each time you throw them, just for like what size you found. They're at least going to be large. Puss in Boots, though.
Wait, how big is my boulder?
Oh, the boulder is a huge boulder. It's about 12 feet by 13 feet. Puss in Boots, I know Jack Frost had something, but Puss, I do know you wanted to meet up with the old gang, one of the last little roleplay things. Puss in Boots, you look around, and it takes you a long time to realize you don't see Donkey, Shrek, 3 Blind Mice. You're not seeing a lot of people. At one point, you do see Pinocchio. Pinocchio looks like he has been hacked to Kingdom Come. You see Pinocchio's like, "Oh, hey there, Puss!"
I forgot that I was muted. Pinocchio. Still wearing women's underwear?
Hey, you know what? F you! I'm gonna live my life! This is my choice! I almost died! I did die! Do you know what's beyond there for a puppet? Nothing! It was just darkness!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Hey, I'm going through. I should have put that on you, man. It hasn't been a fun day. My wife and child are locked up in a political prison down in the Mediterranean. My body is still somewhere being held by a fae. It's not fun.
Holy shit balls.
I'm a really complex person. And this is all canon. This is a player character who's made Pinocchio. This is all canon, according to them. Yeah! So, it's not been great, Puss.
Do you want a drink?
Honestly, I can't get drunk anymore, so yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you see Pinocchio untaps part of his body. A bunch of strange liquor pours out aside. Here's looking at you, kid. He hands you a shot, pours it himself. It immediately drains back down, almost drains out. Whoop, cork it. Puts cork back in. So, you seen anyone else? Long story short, I was a political spy for the last couple years. I've been out of the loop.
For who? Who were you a spy to?
Charming, he had my wife and child.
But now they're in the Mediterranean?
Well, so says the notes we found. They could be alive.
Oofa.
I know I have my own stuff to deal with, but I want to help you as much as I can.
Hey, honestly, that really means a lot. And you see his nose doesn't grow, so yeah, you know it's true.
Yeah. I have to take care of the city I helped found with my adventuring party, and you see Puss, like refers to his friends behind him, and goes like, but as soon as we're done with that, I'd love to see what I can do for you.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I gotta go. My adventuring party and I are pretty tight too. And his nose grows. Well, I'm gonna go keep drinking. And Pinocchio kind of skitters off in his puppety form.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. I will let you know, Puss. You do ask around. Gingy also already had to head off. Apparently, Gingy is helping an adventuring group lead armies to help free some more people in the continent, down in the Mediterranean, actually. But Puss, you do...
Wait, no. So wait, they're going to the Mediterranean as well?
It sounds like there's a group headed towards the Mediterranean. Gingy's a part of it.
Before we move off of this topic then, I'm gonna use one of my sendings.
Okay.
To talk to Gingy. But can I take a second to word it in a way that will get to Gingy of like, hey, Pinocchio's wife and kid are probably down there as political hostages, I can't go down there, but if you're going down...
I'll let you know, because, fun fact, you're also technically in the Moon Group. It's good information to give. It's not going to be close to Syracuse. It's technically this small little island off the coast of the Mediterranean, a little bit farther west. But you can definitely give the send it to the chat. Something of like, we'll give that to the player who's playing Gingy for that specific.
If you're in the area, please... He's drinking too much, and he can't drink anyways.
Yep, Pinocchio, one of the truly more haunted characters I've ever seen in this campaign yet, clunks away. As he does so, Puss in Boots, you simply do hear, it's not a rumor. Rumor's not the right word. You do hear, though, Shrek is not alive right now. It sounds like Godmother went after him years ago, and a couple adventurers had to fight his corpse as part of their Far, Far Away battle. That was their encounter, was Godmother animated his corpse, and it's now eviscerated completely, but it's one of those things, like, you don't hear it from anyone particular, but Puss, as you're, like, asking around, again, that natural, like, hey, have you seen so-and-so? It's not like, yeah, we heard there was an ogre zombie thing and it got blown up, and yeah, sorry, did you know the ogre? Was that like a friend or an enemy you wanted to fight?
He was one of my best friends.
You see this person, you see it's this like woman with kind of pinkish hair looking. It's like, that really sucks. Sorry you were friends with the zombie. That's rough.
He wasn't a zombie when I met him.
Cool. I'm gonna go get a drink, and she kind of wanders off. As Puss in Boots, you kind of sit there, and like you said, you have your adventuring party. You see Jim, RJ, Jack, Megamind, as again, they're getting ready to go for New York, but you do realize, Puss in Boots, how kind of alone you are of the heroes of Far, Far Away and of Europe, as it's not looking great for your kind, for lack of a better word. The old class of heroes and adventurers, they're just kind of slowly pittering off.
No Three Blind Mice, no grandmother.
No one has
No
seen
Wolf
no
Grandma.
so no one's seen Donkey in months. Shrek passed away a couple years ago. Three Blind Mice are MIA. Pinocchio, as you met, is doing great. Gingy is just off on his big quest. It's not looking great. What I will say though is, as you guys get ready, Merlin will help get some gates ready to help get as many of the 77,000 adventurers over to New York as possible. But as you guys get ready to head off, that's actually where we're going to take our break for this session. So we're going to take a quick 5, and we will return in just a few moments. thank you all so very much for your patience and waiting. As we jump back into tonight's session, after Puss in Boots, you had this conversation with Artie and the other remaining adventurers here in Far, Far Away. You all quickly head off to prepare to jump back to New York City. Yes, Megamind.
Puss did say that they wanted to grab a bone from Shrek on the way out.
There is nothing left
possible.
of Shrek. The corpse of Shrek was in the Godmother's lair when her arcane crystal exploded. You guys know the crystal that Morgana used against you guys that gave her a bit of spell work? Fairy Godmother had something very similar, except hers didn't have Jack Horner inside. Hers went supernova and eviscerated everything. The party got out in time, but anything in there, including Shrek's body, is gone.
Gotcha.
So it's a true resurrection spell. That's I think that'll be.
That's a wish spell, yeah.
No, I have a shenanery idea.
True resurrection. You don't
Eventually, after we take care of I need a piece of his body. If we can ever come back here and I can check his swamp, I want to find some of his toenails.
He is a gross guy.
Those earwax candles.
Or his earwax candles.
That's true.
That'll still work.
It's very true.
Right.
So, yes, Puss in Boots, you clarify that, making sure to get all that information. What you guys will see is, again, Merlin's helping kind of float a gate spell like he did when you fought Morgana to just open up a doorway to get people into New York City fast. As you go through, again, Artie gives you that, like, hey, by order of the king, like, you are my subjects, cease fire, that you might be able to skywrite or project. You think it might help with certain persuasion. It just might not do an immediate, like, ceasefire. But he gives you that, and you see the last thing Artie says while you're all leaving is, hey, honestly, don't be strangers. We are all these chosen dudes. Mikasa Sukas, if you need help, please let me know. And I want to help. You all can start heading through these portals. Let's go ahead and jump to a bit of a battle map. As we jump into New Yolk City, gang, this is a map I had to kind of remake again from last time. New Yolk
I
City.
love it in the shape of a bird's head.
Thank you so much for noticing. I think it's clever. New York City has a bit of a chicken head shape. As you guys jump in off to the side, you each will see a token for yourself, one for Dragon. There are a couple other important tokens to note. The NPC adventurer in the light blue is going to denote the adventuring groups that are coming over. Each token represents 10,000 for this scale, for this city. Again, 77,000 came over. About 70,000 will make it. There's about 7,000 adventurers who are like, we have stuff to wrap up here. Oh, we're already in the middle of quest. Or straight up are like, we're okay. So you guys know you have 70,000 adventurers coming out. The 2 chicken tokens mark the 15,000 chickenborns that you guys helped save. I'm buffing up their numbers to make that even 20,000 each just from, like, fighters. And it's been a while. I mean, more chickenborn have come over. And the 2 ship tokens do denote the, well, what we know as the Crescent and Feather, the 2 ships that you guys own. And I will say, those are ships that you know have, like, cannons or can fight. The other ships and seagulls on the map are unfortunately decor, and the statue of the chickenborn holding the sword and shield for Unburnt Barty stands, beckoning those in Unburnt Barty holding the torch Everloft to symbolize how he was not burnt, simply killed, but that his unburntness helps all nuggets coming to this land.
For Lincoln's sake, he was very burnt, right? That's just a lie that we told them?
Yes. Unburnt Barty is a bit of a historical lie that we're like, hey, let's not tell them...
Well, I mean, that's what he went by. Like, that's
It was his name.
It was his canonical name before he was burned.
Okay, gotcha.
It's something where it's like, I made these NPCs, thought this was hilarious, and the only chicken-born to die out of quite literally 15,000 was unburnt Barty via fire. It doesn't feel great. So everyone kind of went, let's not bring this up. So I'm going to say you guys are teleporting in, and you'll have a chance to go where you are, kind of wherever in the city, on the island. Here's the important things to notice. The circles right now are denoting what we're going to call major checkpoints or capture points, control points. In battles, in wars, especially in D&D terms, if you control every single control point, you will... that is an assured victory. Like, that's kind of how you win, even if, like, there's still troops on board, generals. If you can control every point, that is a victory. Once everything's said and done, though, you do know you need physical troops inside the locations of the areas. And if there are enemies of multiple kinds, right? So, example, 2 armies in the same control point, neither one has it until it's gone. Right now, the control points are up in the north. You have the Union Stronghold, the Guild Hall that you guys built. Big old, impressive, kind of castle keep vibe, but also that fun modern tech. Down in more the to Midwest, you've got the Capitol Hall, where the important diplomatic chickens live and any other elected leaders. You do have off in the far east the port system, right, where people come in and out, where merchant ships dock. In between those two, you do have the College of Science and Magic that Megamind helped really make sure to dip some money into. That's got a lot of important tech. That's technically where RJ was doing some of those like experiments with the feathers, same with Megamind. And of course you have the 2 bridges. Now the bridges are vital because besides the ships, the bridges are a way for people to get off New Yolk City. Again, Chickenborn do not naturally fly, as is canon, nor do other adventurers fly. So I will let you know, if the bridges are ever destroyed or captured, that's going to really lock out and start adding a lot of detriment to your guys' plans. And this is going to be a macro-micro map. We have this big map to show, like, New York as a whole. There will be zoom in when you guys fight other important players. We're going to go through right now, and we're going to go kind of just in a quick reverse order of what I see, because you're going to start by, like, first putting yourself where you want to go on this island. It's important to note that your tokens are not 10,000 strong, right? So, for example, Megamind, your token is you. You can link up with other army tokens, you know, the thugs and the chicken, or thugs, the adventurers and the chickens, but you yourself cannot control a checkpoint because you are one person and each square is about 500 feet. So, Megamind, where would you like to start on this map? Where do you kind of want to put your token?
That's a good question. I don't know. Does anybody have somewhere where they want to go?
Yeah, I guess we'll start if people.
I have a clarifying question.
Yes.
On my screen, there's a little icon between the ships and the footmen. Is that an actual icon, or is that just a...
Oh, the little things? Those are the chickens.
Make them bigger.
Those are our chickens. Okay.
Armored chickenborn.
And they're like elite fighters compared to the rest of the guys.
10,000 troops of chickenborn. Paladins, clerics, druids, fighters. You guys sunk a lot of money. So these are a little more specialized than just adventuring groups, which might be like level 2s and 3s.
Okay, I didn't grab the...
Yeah.
I didn't connect that that's the icon. I think we should definitely have one ship at each of the bridges. I think we should just send our boats there.
Just in case.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
I agree.
I actually disagree with that because the ships are coming in to the harbor.
Yeah.
So we need something there to stop the ships.
But if one of the ships diverts and goes to either of the bridges, people on foot aren't going to stop a ship. Where if we force them to come into the harbor and fight them on foot, since we only have 2 ships that can fight back against them, if we don't have a ship at a bridge, it just like in my mind, the potential of losing a bridge is much higher if we don't have a ship there to protect it.
I would agree.
All right.
Okay.
I see that.
In an ideal world, if we could keep them from landing at all, yes. But I think they're going to land either way, and I'd rather force them as far away from the bridges as possible.
Fair enough.
That's very fair. And I will point out, at least one of the ships could sail back to the harbor. It might take maybe a turn or two, but like it's not like it's gonna be there the whole fight. If you want to like reroute it as a group, be like, ooh, let's send it back. Sweet. We've sent.
We want our. Should we put the heavy dutier one kind of closer to the harbor?
Yeah, the Crescent is the one that could get back to the harbor. Because the Feather is like a very cool, sleek U-boat kind of design. It's not going to go up against a warship easily, but it still can do stuff. Cool. We've got the ships placed by the bridges. Does any other player character know where they want to go, either in relation to some of these checkpoints or otherwise? Jim?
I would like to go somewhere that my fire can do the least amount of damage to our city. So I think it'd be good to either have me at the Stronghold or City Hall, because that's not a wooden bridge or a wooden boat.
That's
the bridge
or a library.
The bridge is a wood and stone combination to build it. Yes, to give it the most structural support. That and Jim, you're exactly right. So if Jim Lake Jr., I'd actually also point out your better options are the Keep, City Hall, or even the docks. Right, like just protecting the harbor.
Because our ships aren't going to be there anymore.
Yeah, so like those would be three options that aren't then in the city all around or by like other places that could pose a problem. And I will also point out, right now on the map there are 6 like control points. There will still be 3 control points that naturally kind of randomize when we start a battle. It's that like not even I as a DM know until I roll to add in that element of and what else is going to be important in this fight. So it's like you can also position yourself to be like, ooh, let's try to find a place that could be helpful.
Yeah, I can sit at the docks if that's where you guys want me.
And I think I'd have I almost said Toothless, but I think I'd have Dragon at the docks as well, strafing and taking pot shots at them before they even are able to dock. Just like starting fires on their decks.
Yes.
Are we doing diplomacy at all, or are we just assuming this is?
Let's just murder.
Murder.
We can do a mix of both.
They are attacking New York. I have no diplomacy for these people.
I'm okay with do they look
Can I
like
roll
they're...
diplomacy at triple disadvantage with a -5?
Hey, RJ, Wild, you somehow failed the check. Crazy. Guess you gotta kill him.
I'm good to go into the fight. I just wanted to clarify that like we've received clear aggressive signs of like they're here to fight. Because I don't want to be the instigator, but if it's a fight, we'll fight.
I know that we have some important stuff at our like magic tech. Kind of that's where I was doing the stuff with the feathers and like the technology stuff was the one on the bottom.
So, to be just clear, Jack, these are armed ships sailing over the horizon in army numbers. Like,
Yes.
there's really only one thing they could be here for.
That's fair.
It's pretty clear to, I think, a lot of people that the only thing they're here for is fight. It's okay if we just come out guns blazing. That's what I think.
There might be one chicken in the city going like, hey guys, they could be here to help. But like everyone else is like, oh, this is it. This is the apocalypse.
Yeah, well, I think in a roleplay side of it, without having to actually roleplay the scene, I think it's just like because Jack wasn't there for everything that happened at the coop, I think there's a little bit of hesitation of like, I mean, I'll have Dragon attack, but like, are we sure about this?
Understandable hesitation, but that was people are
We
evil.
disabled the entire economy.
Pop up on top of the building, go, choose violence!
Okay, I'm on board.
Poos would like to suggest violence, yes, but can we skywrite what Artie said?
Yeah.
to the British ships and be like, and add like, stand down now or face retaliation.
As much as I think that would be great, I think it won't actually work because a skywrite can say whatever you want, and it's not going to have the king's seal of approval on it.
I still want to give it a shot.
Didn't
Then we
we
can say we
already
tried.
send them a message though?
Have we sent them a message?
Okay, I will fly over as a bird and drop the note on the lead ship.
Can we get a copy of it first though?
Oh, yeah, easily get a copy, yeah.
We send them
RJ,
the copy.
RJ can fly out. RJ, what's your current armor class?
As a bird,
I'm like sending RJ just on his own.
to be fair, I can go invisible.
That's true.
So,
With disadvantage, RJ, you drop the note. After you drop the note with disadvantage, a couple soldiers take shots with muskets. They got a nat one. Because it's like, is that a bird? Okay, I think a bird's flying near us. You drop something, they go, enemy bird, boo boo, and yeah, nat one. So it wouldn't have been a lot of damage either. They are. You drop the note and fly back. The ships do not immediately route their course.
Well, yeah, we're gonna just kill these guys. I
Cool.
think that violence is the answer in this development.
I feel like eventually the statue is gonna be a target that they're just gonna blow up because it's there. But I don't know how important that is yet. We could rebuild that.
I will
But
do that now though.
I know that important feathers and things are at the one place. Diplomats and chickenborn people are at the left one, and then the top one was our guild hall where our adventurers kind of were.
Uh-huh.
So I think would the top and left be kind of where our chickenborn would want to go?
I mean,
Because we're able to put them anywhere.
I say we put the adventurers on the bridges, or at least some of them on the bridges.
Our chickens.
Yeah, just so we can have them kind of hold the line. I was thinking adventurers, not our chickenborn. I think our chickenborn are gonna want to take this fight head on, if that makes sense. I mean, it is their home.
I think we should have
So
one
maybe
group
at the
here
docks.
at the docks, and then maybe another group like halfway between the docks and the library as
Or
reserve.
maybe the keep.
Oh yeah, I like halfway between the docks and the library, the keep. I mean,
August, would we know like mechanically the macro map is a little bit looser
Yeah.
than regular D&D mechanics, but do we know approximately how long it takes for them to move distance?
So, yes, because also each round will be a bit stretched as well. So the rounds are going to be like an hour instead of like 6 seconds. It's more the idea of normal movement will be 1 square per unit, but taking stuff like dashes or if you have other abilities to move might get you 2 to 3 squares. Because again, each square in between is about that 500 foot. So it's like, it's an hour, but it's like an hour of fighting, moving through like all that good stuff.
So yeah,
I feel like
halfway between.
Let's them.
where's your ball?
Then I think we should have adventurers at. We should have one group
Both
of
the
adventurers
bridges.
at every place. And then that leaves us one extra group.
which we
Yeah,
could
we-
put with the chickenborn in the middle.
Yeah, we should also have them as a reserve. Reserve.
Resolve.
It gives you,
And then-
for your current checkpoints, about 10,000 troops per checkpoint currently, with a couple reserves kind of in the middle to go through, and a couple party members that haven't like yet like officially said where they want to kind of put themselves.
Where's the highest point in the town?
Highest point is the keep.
That's probably where I'm gonna be, just to have eyes in the sky.
Okay.
Snipe
I mean, as
people.
close to the sky as you can get without riding a dragon.
I would like to ride the dragon.
Actually, Yeah, you're small enough. RJ's gonna be right there-ish.
I could be kind of the south location.
Okay.
Because then I could get to the docks or the bridge pretty quick.
So at the Science and Magic University, but like it gives Megamind kind of a either or. Put some boots.
Personally, because my Spare the Dying is a cantrip and it has a range of 30 feet because of my it's grave domain. I know it sounds morbid, but where do we think the most potential death is going to happen?
Right now, the docks.
So I know it may not be smart to have us all clumped at the docks, but
Honestly, I think it might be one of the bridges.
Eventually, but I mean, valid point. But if we have the boats keeping them off the bridges to start,
That's
the
true.
docks is where the
So-
foot soldiers will be.
We're able to see where they're coming from, correct?
Mm-hmm. They're coming from the east. They're sailing in from the east.
Because we'd be able to, like, pretty close to whenever they get here, we'd be able to see whether or not they're veering off and, like, where to...
That's true.
because then I know where I'd go.
Yeah. So for now, you can put Poos here, because again, Puss in Boots, if you need to start running down and around, that's totally fair.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, as you guys place yourselves, you see everything around you gets a little darker. You realize, again, you are at dusk again. The past 24 hours, far, far away to now, has all been a giant blur. And I need everyone to roll initiative.
Which is assassins.
Wink. Oh, come on.
Did they teamed up with, what's their buckets? The Black Sun.
I got a 15.
That's probably the best I've rolled on initiative this entire campaign.
I'm gonna, because Dragon is not with me, I'm just gonna allow him to be bumped down to RJ.
For sure.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah, I will totally allow it. Did anyone get 20s or higher on their initiative?
21!
RJ, 21. You love to see it. Anyone else get 15s or higher?
I got
16.
a 15 back.
15 exact for Jack, and 16 for Puss in Boots. 10s or higher?
13.
Okay.
11.
13 and 11. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Ooh, okay. Synthetic 1 and 4. Okay.
A synthetic one?
Something got a synthetic 1. Something has a minus.
Negative to initiative.
Something has an minus to its initiative and got a negative. And it got a synthetic 1. As we enter initiative, I will start by placing where their ships and soldiers arrive into this combat, like where you would see them starting to arrive, and I will allow you all one free space of movement to reorient yourselves after seeing where they start showing up.
Okay.
Again, each token represents 10,000 soldiers. Each token then also has, imagine it as if they have 10 hit points, because this many army units is a casualty, means they go from 10 to 9. It's the equivalency of 1,000 people die, right? It's crazy, but it's because it's bigger initiative. Again, we are sizing down a lot, more focusing on when you guys fight, when we go into the micro maps, what we call the true D&D maps, and the bigger scale of things. You will see them sailing out from the east. To begin, out of their armada, 6 ships arrive. One ship sails in and is going to port there. One ship sails into the docks. A second ship is sailing around towards this bridge. The fourth ship is sailing around, you think, to the upper bridge. But again, it's only as far as they can go. Next ship, also at the docks. Final ship, here. Here we go. I will let you know, these are 6 ships right now. It looks like they still have about 5 more that are back in their armada. These are the ones that are sailing forward right now. There are still 5 that are off the map, at least for now.
They really wanted these chickens back.
They want the chickens back. And you never know, there might be other reasons. I will say, with this being said, does anyone want to change or take a free space of movement after seeing where the ships are going?
And Dragon may get to the lower ship.
If Dragon and you... Now, Dragon is faster, but you might want to... If RJ and Dragon start heading now, you might be able to catch them.
I would like to take that ship on.
Cool. So, RJ, you're going to take your kind of before combat, just a bloop, 1 square of movement just to start heading down. Again, the idea of these ships start sailing, it's like, we got to cut them off. Anyone else want to take a square of movement or reorient themselves after seeing what's about to happen?
Just to clarify, from the macro, if we're not right next to them, what, like, because mechanically, right, I'm like 500 feet away from even the people right next to me. What are we able to do still in the macro, or is it worth, like, sprinting towards them and getting closer?
So, in the macro, things are... Distances for certain spells or abilities do get a times up, right? So it's not like, I'm going to cast a circle of fire, and it's like, well, that's going to hit less than 1 person on a macro map. It's like, you might be able to do bigger spells right now, but it's... Movement is the thing that does kind of get negated. So right now, movement is about 1 square per turn of movement. Dashing gives you 2 squares. Any extra movement can give you 3 or higher. So like steeds and mounts and stuff. So right now, Dragon actually might be getting a base 2 squares of movement a turn. And if dashing, Dragon might cover 4 squares, right? Flying mounts, things that can fly are great in war. They can travel fast.
And what about ranged weapons?
Ranged weapons have a much bigger range. So for example, Jack, what's your normal range on your longbow?
I believe it's 600 feet.
600
yeah, 600
feet.
is my long range.
I do a times 4 for most of my stuff in combats like this. To scale it up. So 600 feet becomes 2,400. Again, for the purpose of like, yeah, it's more the idea of Jack, you probably did fly out or run close, fire off a shot, all that. So for Jack, your 240 actually has, wow, maybe it's going to be easier to show this kind of range. So that's about your longbow range, Jack.
Okay. And that's
again,
the disadvantaged range. My normal range would only be 600.
Only about 600, which... yeah, so 600, just about the next square over, kind of like most stuff is going to be right now. You kind of need to share squares for melee, but spells have a bit of a increased range. Again, we monkey around with their ranges to really stretch them out. Cool.
Cool. Then I'm staying right where I'm at.
Okay.
I have a plan.
So, RJ and Dragon move, the ships move in. We will enter initiative. The first thing that occurs on the initiative order is someone got an initiative count 23, has a pretty high dex. You will see that the ship up top, can it do that? No, it cannot. Let me quickly get rid of these. Okay. Ship up top is giving an order. You see the cannons are rolling to fire on your adventuring group on the docks there.
Hey, sorry, I think I missed it. I wanted to move Puss to where they were going.
Oh, so Puss in Boots, you want to take another square more inland to run after?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Puss in Boots, RJ, yeah, couple people start like, hey, let's reroute, try to run, cut off people. Ship up top fires in. Your adventuring group takes 2 casualties as these ship cannons unload and start bombarding the city. The adventurers take 2 casualties, so 2,000 adventurers die as they are getting attacked. I will let you know, you think that is a creature used a trait to get the ships to attack. The ships don't attack till the end of the round. RJ, that is your go, and we're putting Dragon with you right now. RJ, do you want to start by seeing how far Dragon can move, or is there something else you want to do first?
Is it possible for me to get to that ship?
Let's check it out. I think if Dragon and you are moving, so Dragon's movement is 1, 2, and if Dragon dashes, that gets you to the ship. Yep.
Hey, I would like for him to kind of like dive in, kind of skim the surface, and using my brand new Staff of Thunder and Lightning, I would like to smash the hull of the ship near the water line with the Thunder and Lightning ability, which basically shoots a lightning bolt.
Okay.
And does a thunderclap right on the whole ship.
Smart.
And
Go ahead.
Like to try to open a hole in there.
Yes, I love it. So RJ, does the ship make the save, or is this something you roll to hit?
So it's 2 saves. It's going to be a DC 17 Dexterity save.
Okay.
And a DC 17 Constitution save.
Cool. Ships autofill dex saves. As ships have strength and constitution, they are not dexterous. They're constructs. They're only as dexterous as their captains. So a ship cannot make a natural dex save without a captain having that kind of proficiency. Ship will make the con save. What's the save DC?
17.
Beats it on a synthetic 20. Again, ships are very constitutional, right? I mean, they're built hefty. But they auto-fail the first.
So we are going to deal 96 lightning damage.
Whoo, that's lovely.
And then because of my feat, I get to replace that 1 with a 2. So a total of 31 lightning damage in a line. So it goes through one side of the ship and out the other side of the ship.
Heck yeah.
And then the thunderclap does a thunderclap. And then everyone who fails the save is deafened for a minute.
Sweet.
Within 60 feet of where it happens. And then it will 2d6 thunder damage, which would be halved because they made the save.
Awesome. RJ, you boom, thunder and lightning. Dragon roars with and seems to shoot faster in this maelstrom of thunder and lightning, arriving at the ship. RJ, the ship's starting to take quite a bit of damage. It's not looking happy about it. You see a lot of the soldiers are covering their ears. Kind of that like a lot are succeeding, a lot are failing. You see they are sailing forward. Go ahead and make me a quick insight, RJ.
Okay. I'm a very insightful person. That's a 10.
It's a 10. RJ, they are all shouting and pointing at you. I mean, it's not like you were unnoticeable, but yeah, you see they're noticing you, but they're shouting some sort of order. It's hard to, because they're all shouting very incoherently over their deafen. A lot of them have the deafen condition, but orders are trying to be carried out. You think they're just like clocking you right now.
Question.
Yeah.
The turn before, when we got our little bit of movement, could I have hasted myself?
So unfortunately you couldn't have hasted, because that's more of that like before the initiative truly starts of that, like, and now that we're
Okay.
seeing the troop movements, we can kind of jimmy ourselves to the left, to the right, up and down to, like, not get caught off guard. Yes, Megamind, did you have a question?
Well, I was gonna go for the bottom ship, but I didn't realize that RJ was going for the bottom ship. So I assume it's too late to say I would have run a direction. Probably because I couldn't see him going towards it until now.
Yes. I think it's a little too late, unfortunately, for direction. Yeah.
Because when he said bottom ship, I thought when you moved him to that second ship right there, I was like, oh, he's going for that one. I'll stay here. Puzzle.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're good.
No worries, no worries. RJ rushes in, damages the ship, takes a fair bit of damage, and that's not looking great. Dragon did have to dash action to get there in time, so that should be the turn there. Cool. RJ, the end of your turn, that is Puss in Boots' turn with something on deck right before Jack Frost. Puss in Boots.
Got it.
Hello? El?
Yep.
I think El's asleep.
Alright, Puss in Boots forfeits their turn and gives me all their gold, apparently. Wait, you want to de-level yourself? Puss in Boots?
Puss in Boots is level 1. Wait, Puss in Boots has NPC stats.
Eleanor, if you want to give me all the Legos, I'm not gonna, like, tell you no, but...
Eleanor, did you give
Here they are.
RJ all of your magical items?
Crazy.
It's your turn.
It's your turn. Sorry, we're playing
I'm
with you.
sorry. I'm really trying to stay awake with this new semester. I'm so sorry.
Oh, we all get it. You're good. We all get it.
So, we're taking losses up above where I'm at, aren't we?
Yes, those two ships just started unloading cannon fire into the city.
If I go up there and start Spare the Dying, is that going to help?
Now, I will let you know, right now, Spare the Dying, because we're talking in terms of war stats, it's thousands of people that are getting injured, going down, dying. What I will tell you is you can reaction Spare the Dying, or hold a action to cast Spare the Dying to prevent a unit loss, if that makes sense, right? The idea of, it's not much now, because you're running up Puss in Boots and it's war, right? There are bodies everywhere and cannon fire going off and people screaming, and it's not like just a cantrip over this next hour is going to do a lot, but if you hold the reaction for the next hour of, and if damage starts, it's because you have prepped to just start preventing a loss, that's completely allowed.
Gotcha. Role-playing wise, he takes a scrap cloth off the ground and goes, well, I guess it is time. Takes some of, maybe he got, scraped or something, his own blood, and then draws a red cross. Ties it around with a tiny little arm and goes, time to set up camp. And that is where I will be.
There we go. Making sure you're on the grid. So yes, because Puss in Boots indeed moving forward. Because again, this round takes an hour, right? It's a lot of things happening within an hour. So RJ's hour of flying down, rushing the ship, spinning in and out, all this stuff going on. Puss in Boots runs up. You are pulling out symbols to heal, whipping out your rapier, starting to attack and heal, getting all that stuff done. At the end of your turn, Puss in Boots, that will bring us to the soldiers' turn. The soldiers are going to take their turn to start heading out of these ships.
Ooh.
Here we go. We have appearing on the beach 20,000 soldiers up north.
That's from just the one ship, right?
That's from both ships, I should point out.
I don't know about that, August. It looks like there's still a space between the one on the left and the shore.
Hey, you
Still
know,
looks
you're
like there's
right.
500 feet of water.
Thank you so much for reminding me about the space. I'll realign them more closely to the grid. So, this
I
guy,
had to try.
these guys are on the beach.
I had to try.
You did have to try. Hey, honestly, I respect it. I really do. So yeah, I will then say those guys are kind of more on the beach area, right? They are storming the beaches. The other ones are more into town as they appear. Here we go. Let's put these more in the harbor area because troops are appearing. Boom. And boom. Those are appearing. Okay. As they appear, those soldiers are unloading. No soldiers are taking actions on the ships yet. Because ships go at the end of the order. So, the soldiers do attack. Here we go. 2 attacks coming into the adventure groups up north. What was going to be a nat 20. Reaction, spare the dying. Puss in Boots. They storm in, bayonets charge, muskets. These adventure groups, they are throwing up shields, spell scrolls, and as the British invade, Puss in Boots, you are running through town, slicing throats, throwing out heels, double backflipping over, spare the dying. You do not. That you just essentially prevented a 4-unit loss on that nat 20 Puss in Boots. Nat 20s don't just take away 1, they take away 4. Nat 20s are big in war. The other troop is going to go. Holy crap. Almost a nat 20. 19 plus 5. 24. Hits your unit. So, Puss in Boots prevents a nat 20, but your adventurers up there have taken 3 losses. About 7 out of 10. So, they're starting to look a little worse for wear as they engage up north. The adventuring groups down south and the Chickenborn. Here come attacks on them. 11 and 10. Neither hit the armor class of the Chickens adventurers in the harbor. Jim Lake Jr., you, the Chickens, and the Thugs, boom, rush forward as... Oh, I forgot to unhide those. The adventurers meet up with the British down here. Boom, boom, sword muskets clink against, and the battle's on there. Here we go. Now that the soldiers are here, I need... Actually, I think I only... let me check my notes. I just need 2 people to roll me a d20. We just need to now officially reveal the last 2 checkpoints that will be important for this battle.
I rolled a nat 20.
Megamind. You'll love to see it. I need at least one other person to roll up. I'll let you know a nat 20 is going to be great.
That's a 7.
That's... that is a 7. On a nat 20, Megamind, I want you to tell me where you want the checkpoint put. On this map, you can put it anywhere. It can be on a landmark. It can be... the only thing is, it just can't overlap with the current checkpoint.
Should I put it dead center?
Put it dead center. I would say you could put it where Puss in Boots is right now to auto-capture that.
Right.
What does a capture do?
That's also where the fighting is happening.
Capturing is if you have captured a checkpoint, if you control every single checkpoint on the board and they're not contested by enemies, it is an auto win condition. It's the idea of they have no way of sieging properly and winning the battle.
Gotcha. Works for me.
Cool.
Is that good for everybody, or should we just put it?
Sure.
I'd rather not put it in a contested area.
Yeah, the other thought I had was to put it directly on the mainland side of one of the bridges. Because that's very far away from them right now.
Yeah.
It would probably be
It would
the
make
southern
sense for like a
bridge.
stronghold, because it doesn't matter if we own the bridge if they're able to get, where we're fleeing to under their control. From a logical standpoint, that's why it would matter as a stronghold. But from our it's very safe there for now.
Gotcha. That's a possibility, yeah.
But then we still have to make our way all the way over there to capture it.
It's true, yeah. Or send your troop over, yeah.
The ship can sort of hold the bridge and the troop can go over. But, it's up to you. You're the one who rolled it.
Because I feel like the 7 is going to get us that statue. And...
I will give you the 7. On a 7, your second command point is the tip of the island, the ferry heading towards Unburnt Barty's statue. So no one controls it, but it's not a great place on 7. It's like, that's going to be a hot spot right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, where it's at, do you think is good?
Okay. Because again,
so.
if you send the adventurers over, the ship can take the point. It just means if that ship goes down, if the Crescent goes down, that's not great. There's not a lot of other people to protect that checkpoint. But it's a solid place. Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, soldiers have appeared. The last checkpoints have been revealed. Everything looks fine. Jack Frost, that is your turn.
Great. I'm gonna target the farthest ship up to the north, the one that's still heading over to the dock.
Sweet.
I'm going to take a shot at it with an ensnaring strike and try to stop it dead into the water.
Yes. Again, the magic does stretch a little here of like, but that's a gargantuan ship. It's more the idea of you would be hitting like multiple people, doing a lot of like ensnaring strikes on like soldiers through the water, the kelp and vines reaching up.
Yeah, the image in my mind of one arrow hitting the side of the ship and then just like a kraken of vines just like grabbing it.
Hell
Very
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool too.
If it even hits. Let's find out.
Let's
So
find
I'm
out.
just casting that as my bonus action. And then I believe is that out? I'm gonna rules lawyer myself. Is that outside of 600 feet? Because if so, I'll have to roll with disadvantage.
Well, outside of even the stretched 600, right? For your
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, that's disadvantage. So let me roll the first one.
Okay.
That's 2. So my lower roll is a 16. Yeah, my lower roll is a 16. Does that hit?
A 16. That's crazy that, again, a plus 14. Even on a nat 2, you hit the ship.
Yay!
Even the best warships have an AC of 15 because they're just really big constructs. Jack, ensnaring strike goes off. Your damage deals in not a ton to the ship, of course, but you're seeing boom, ice, vines, kelp, everything drags, stops that ship there as it was trying to sail around to get to the northern bridge.
Sorry, it does technically get a saving throw unless you really have it.
What's the
Make your
save?
magic
What's the stat save?
It's a strength save. It's only a 13. So if it passes, I'm sorry guys for narking on myself. But
You're good. Yes. So ships, again, the
Shame
two
on
stats
you.
ships can make are strength and con. I thought it was a dex for some reason, so I'm like, oh yeah, it just fails. A DC 13?
yeah, it's not
Rat.
high. It's not
Ships, it's got a plus 10 for its strength. It's a warship.
Ah.
So a 4 plus 10 is 14.
Ooh.
well, it still takes 13 points of damage.
It still takes damage, but you watch ice, kelp, vines wrap around, try to hold it, and its momentum just cracks it forward, and it's more the damage of breaking through the ice even will flavor as what the damage comes from, Jack. Okie dokie. That is Megamind with Jim Lake Jr. on deck.
Because down below seems pretty clear right now. Except there are still 5 ships in waiting, which could end up rushing down the bottom. But I'm going to run over towards Jim.
Okay.
And
Could
kind
you
of what's
attack
my...
the unit that's there from behind?
the what?
Flank them. Could you flank that unit that's there from behind?
Probably. I was thinking of like taking the ship out with a boulder.
I think men are more important.
blowing a huge hole through the side of it. Well, does it look like there are more men on the ship, or is the ship already emptied?
It
that
looks like 4 of the 6 ships have completely emptied. Yes, they're the 10,000 troops. I should say, I know it's a single ship. If we're talking real, it's like 4 to 5 different ships, a warship, 2 galleys, a couple longboats. But it's like, for our purposes, the stats we're looking at is like, this token has unloaded its payload of its token.
Okay.
Gotcha. That's gonna change what I was doing.
Isn't that always the best when last minute you're like, oh no.
Now I have to rethink my life. Yeah.
If I cast, what is the range for 120 feet gonna be?
120 basically
480
becomes a
or 500.
480. So it should hit easily around to the Megamind. I think, yeah, it'll hit the guy up to your diagonal.
Cool. If I cast Enemies Abound on that group,
Yeah, I will let you know. Another group this week has done something very similar where they might attack enemies. Right now, there's not a ton next to them that are enemies, but eventually that could really help.
oh, okay. In that case, I'm going to change that and not do that, because I was thinking that it would have them fight within themselves.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make sense.
It's the idea of, again, the flavor of it is you're casting Enemies Abound on the generals and captains within the unit to order them to attack their own men. It's, yeah, that kind of vibe.
Yeah. So they would probably end up attacking Jim and our people still.
Mm-hmm. At least until they get, like, near enough to some of their enemies or other stuff.
Gotcha. You know what? I'm just gonna fire a boulder into their crowd.
Okay.
With a stamina point.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Stamina point. How much max damage is that?
The boulder is 8d6 plus a d10.
8d6. So, my gosh. 58 points of damage. Megamind, that with the stamina point counts for 2, or excuse me, I think you still rolled a hit. On a hit,
Yeah.
that will be 2 fatalities. As Megamind, boom, boom, boom. It's the flavor of you are just a one-man trebuchet, launching boulder after boulder,
That's
crushing into their lines.
15 plus 3, so 18.
18 hits. Megamind, you inflict 2 casualties into those soldiers. They are looking so messed up as they take the 2 casualties. They're not happy
Plus
about
6.
that. Plus 6, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a d10 plus 6 plus 8d6.
58. 64 points of damage. Yes, easily 2 casualties. Lovely stuff. Megamind.
How
Don't
does
know, really
fall
getting into
boulder?
that
Is that like a full action?
That was a full action.
Is recalling the boulder a full action?
Recalling the boulder, I believe with a returning weapon, it's a bonus action.
Cool. I'm gonna have it return.
So, again, the flavor of this is, Megamind, you straight up just lock and load. You put, like, the 2 little, like, goggles over your eyes, hold up the cube launcher, and just boom, 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 boom. As cubes fly thousands of feet through the air, on impact, they explode into these bullets that roll through army ranks. And after a good hour, Megamind, you just hit a button on the side of the launcher. All of them, boom, fly back and land around you in a nice, neat little pile, ready for next turn to be recubed and reshot. Solid. You'll have to see it. That will make Jim Lake Jr.'s turn with something on deck.
Sorry, I'm now prepping sourdough in the midst of this so that there are things for me to bake in the morning.
Ooh, fun stuff.
So, I don't know exactly how melee attacks work in this setting.
It's basically
But-
you just fighting for an hour.
It's the vibe is this whole round is if you're making a melee attack, you are just wading into a group of enemies. I will let you know, part of your abilities though means the enemies you fight will be vulnerable to fire, and dealing an enemy token that has vulnerability means any attack you deal automatically deals twice the amount of normal casualties as normal.
That's fabulous, because I was thinking I would cast Searing Smite as a bonus action.
Lovely.
And then just start wrecking shop.
And just, tear into... So, it sounds like Megamind volleys from the west, and Jimlick Jr. cleaves through the east. Go ahead and make that roll with the Smite on it as well. That's a... Searing Smite's a great one.
Okay. So, wait, do I roll for Smite? I just rolled for the Smite, but I don't think I was supposed to roll for the Smite.
Because the Smite comes on a hit, so you are going to still need to roll the hit.
Right.
Okay. And you have 2 attacks.
Sword of Daylight. Let's go.
That was the damage.
Sorry.
It's okay.
D&D Beyond is not very intuitive to me. I'm still getting used to it.
Jimlick Jr. is just very excited about killing something.
Swinging your sword in circles.
26 will hit. So, on the first attack, Searing Smite doubles to 12. 13. 25 is enough to deal 1 casualty. Jim, it auto doubles to 2. So, this unit has now taken 4 casualties and are looking horrifyingly hurt. 4,000 men. And again, I should point out, this is PCs. Again, PCs in war.
Fire.
And they're on fire. Horrifying.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
Also, she has 2 attacks.
You do have 2 attacks. So, Jimlick Jr., you cleave through a quarter of their armies on this first half hour. Go ahead and, for the next half hour, cleave again.
Let's do it again. 25.
25 hits.
Damn it. Oh, I already rolled.
You rolled poorly, too.
Yeah, but that's okay.
You also get the Searing Smite for this as well.
No, I don't. Do I?
Searing Smite, just for the first. Jim,
Yeah,
even on 9 points of damage, again, minimum damages do still deal a casualty to units, but again, your vulnerability clause going off right now is helping give you another 2. So, Megamind and Jim, you boom, spend an hour. That unit of 10,000 men suffers 6,000 casualties. I'm going to have to make a morale check as they have fallen below half their numbers. On a fail, they will suffer another loss. That is a 17 for their morale check. They do not suffer additional loss as 2 PCs rip into this flank as those dudes are not looking great. At the end of the round, that will make the ship's turns and then something on a 1. So, you watch the ship to the north takes 1, 2. It is going to, instead of volleying, take a dash action to move 1, 2, sailing around the coast. The other ships are going to volley in. I need 1 second. Let's see, measurement wise. Just within 1,000. Okay. And actually, if they labor this way, 1,000. But they don't want to hit their own men. Dang it. Curse their morality. That ship. Okay, I need Megamind, Jimlick Jr. Nope, your Jimlick Jr. is fine. Megamind and Puss in Boots to make me quick dexterity saving throws as cannon fire goes off from the ships.
I knew I needed to take out the ships for a reason.
Yeah. Sorry.
21.
Class DM misdirect. Oh yeah, the exact question that you asked, do they have people in it? No, they don't.
Well, they don't have 10,000 soldiers, but they have people who can fire cannons.
That's fair, they have cannoneers.
Yeah. Puss in Boots, what'd you get?
9.
9. So, Megamind will succeed. Puss in Boots, you do fail, unfortunately. So, Megamind, you will take 31 half to 15 points of damage. Puss in Boots, you will take a full 31 points of bludgeoning damage as boom, 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 cannon fire erupts throughout the city. You see your troops up here are taking a bit of damage from that. Same with the ones down to your Jim Lake Jr. Megamind, the troops behind you on that checkpoint are fine. At the end of the round, on a synthetic 1, we're going to start RJ. The troops shouting at you are starting to cheer. And you see lumbering out from below the hold. Boom! 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 A truly gigantic stone golem lumbers out from the ship, and I will let you know that stone golem appears 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll let you know for free. There's one up there. Stone golems on the ships. No more people, just a construct. The golems.
RJ, you gotta sink that ship.
So the rest of the golems up here, they are. I will let you know. These are such slow units that their full movement was appearing. But RJ, one of them's gonna throw some stuff at you. So.
Do your worst.
That's a 12 and a 17.
I think those both miss, actually.
Solid. So, RJ, again, you and Dragon start fancy flying, foo, foo, up and down as rocks and boulders hurtle through the air. As you know, if it connects, it's going to be a big, heavy hit, but it does not hit on its 2 rock attacks. That's the golem's turn. Now, at the end of the order, let's take a recount. You guys, we're going to make your color. Let's make your color a nice, fun light blue for New Yolk City. New Yolk City. All right. You have 1 checkpoint. You have 2 checkpoints. You have 3 checkpoints. You have 4 checkpoints. You have 5 checkpoints. And a hotly contested checkpoint, so no one has control over it. There are 2 checkpoints that are not controlled by anyone, and there's 1 that has just a lot of units in it right now. The golems, the Jim Link Jr., the soldiers, the adventurers, the chicken board. Like, the harbor is just a war zone. The ferry no one has gone to yet. And, of course, your Nat 20, you've placed this one smartly over. I will say, I did forget to roll your adventurers into the initiative. I will allow you guys to roll them, or move them now if you want any of them to move, and I'm going to roll their initiative so that they have a turn next time. Okay. Any place you want the adventurers to go.
Would it be possible for them to take their turn just here at the end?
That's what I'm saying. Or yeah. They're taking a turn right now.
Okay, that's awesome.
You soldiers into that checkpoint at the beak.
I don't know that they'll be able to. Would they take an opportunity attack if they were to move up?
At the harbor.
If the one at the dock.
From the docks, if they just went north.
These guys, if they move, they will take an opportunity attack from them. Yes.
So then we should have them kind of try and help wipe this final.
Yeah, and the more units we have on that checkpoint, the better, considering how hotly contested it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think we can have the South Bridge move over, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they can dash action to get this. Your ships can just kind of scooch. And I'll even allow right now, because it's the end of the initiative. I should have done that sooner. You can gain this checkpoint.
No, I was meaning the soldiers that are next to the Puss in Boots icon. If they can go around without taking opportunity attack to try and get that checkpoint at the beak.
They will take opportunity attacks from these guys right here.
You should hit them with your Spirit Guardians next time.
Whoa, Spirit Guardians might be sick in this battle.
But I'm at 13 hit points.
Maybe don't die.
Maybe don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop that.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't able to heal from after the arena.
Yes, you
I
were.
thought we did.
Everyone got full hit points. Everyone got full
everybody
hit
got
points.
their heals.
Everyone,
So it just took 31 just now?
yes, 31 from full should put you
From
around
max.
29, I believe. Or 28.
Well, that's a relief at least.
That's yeah, much better than I was like, how are you at 13? Did I miss something? Cool. So, not much movement. I will say, yes, your thugs will attack the guys down at the harbor. That's a hit. That's another casualty. The troops, those troops in the harbor looking so bad, gang. So close. Troops above are going to fight against the tide. That's a nat 1. They are getting pinned down by cannon fire. Your chickenborn are going to attack as well.
Wait, I'm so sorry. Can the northern ship? I forget which one that is. I think it's the
Feather.
Can it move out to intercept the ship in
Oh yeah.
open waters?
I will say the Feather's not the bigger of the two ships, so it might not be like the heartier of the two, but it can intercept before it gets there.
If we can just keep the ship from getting to the dock, or to the bridge, I think that's the best decision.
Cool. Uses movement is going to engage, so we're just going to start doing that. Your chickenborn, I will let you know, nat 20'd. So these chickenborn crush in. Soldiers, the harbor British are looking horribly bad after one turn. The other chickenborn suffer a casualty into the British. Cool. And I will say the rest of your adventurers will hold actions to attack if soldiers get close.
Should we move the center guy somewhere?
Honestly, so I think the center guy should move probably to support the bridge, and then the unit next to Megamind should use to pincer maneuver the horribly bloodied group
On the
that
docks.
Megamind and Jim have.
Yeah,
killed
the one that's
and try
about to die.
knock them out.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Okay.
I'm
So,
just worried about if we lose the checkpoints.
center group.
We can always get that checkpoint back. It's better to win the contested one than to just have our units sitting doing nothing.
Okay. They hit. This troop falls below 25 health. They're going to make a morale check. That's a nat 1. As indeed, you pincer the British die. 10,000 British dead. You've got that. And Megamind's just enough, but again, you can't control it with a PC. These guys are starting to move down to go help take the bridge. Cool. That should
Are we
be...
meeting up with the bridge or down with the bridge?
Yeah, move up to the bridge that's
Up
being.
with the bridge.
Oh, that's not the right thing to... There we
We
go.
want to go to
So,
the one that's
up.
not quite
Gotcha.
Yeah,
in
the
the
north
safe zone
one.
right now.
Yes. So, that guy moves up to the north. Okay.
Cool.
Here we go, gang. That's going to be... that is your guys. That's the golems. The general of these armies will reveal himself.
Where?
As he does so, coming out of a ship up north near Puss in Boots, a truly horrific, long black beard, sweat black hair, heavy furs and armor on as he steps off the ship. He last turn he was the one who told the ships. He gave the ships the ability to fire last turn. As General Evermore will step off.
What is he from?
You're not sure.
I can't even see his little.
OC, don't steal. Okay. good
Oh,
to
see,
know.
don't steal. Here we go. He is going to attack twice against the Chickenborn.
No.
That is 2 hits. The Chickenborn take two casualties as he starts cleaving through this big general. Cool. That's his turn. RJ, that's you.
Okay. I would like to go to the hole I made in the hull
Yep.
of this ship and just do a casually. Let's see. Let's do a casually stamina pointed wall of fire from my
Solid.
staff of fire.
I will say two things. Puss in Boots, you're on deck, and RJ, that's super smart. Ships do have a vulnerability to fire, as they are wood.
Yep, and then it's a dexterity saving throw, so it automatically fails.
Correct.
And it's stamina pointed. So
Oh
whatever.
my gosh.
So it should be 45 points, is that right?
45 points.
Or no, 40. 40 points.
From the damage you dealt last time, RJ, this ship is so far bloodied now. You have just knocked it into a giant bloodied condition. It's not doing great, and the soldiers...
By the way, I'm on a dragon, so...
Dragon can...
Yeah, Dragon can add his infused strike to that. He's a fire dragon right now, I believe, or is he cold?
Yep.
Oh, he is cold. But he does add 6 more damage to that because it was stamina pointed.
Yep. So, 6 more cold damage. Horrifyingly bloodied, broken ship. The soldiers are freaking out as we enter the second hour of the battle.
Real quick question. If so, while the staff allows me to cast the spell using the staff, so it's like the staff casts the spell.
Yes.
Could I haste myself and then use the staff? Because I'm not casting the spell, the staff is. I'm expending charges on the staff.
Yes, charges don't count towards the casting spell. Yes.
Cool. Well, I will have haste up.
Cool. RJ now has haste up. Boom. Ship's looking really bad. Dragon, breeze, cold fire. The ice and fire starting to just rupture the wooden beams and masts. The rigging is in flames as RJ, this ship is so close to going down now. That brings us to Puss in Boots with the British on deck. Puss in Boots, what would you like to do?
I have a couple things I'd like to do on this turn.
Okay.
Namely, first, spells wise. Oh, sorry. I would like to cast Spirit Guardians at my 4th level. How much damage will that do? If I get in between the British soldiers. In between those
Spirit
two.
Guardians, 4th level, 4d8 radiant. And Spirit Guardians has 15, 60 feet. So it's still pretty close around you, but again, Puss in Boots, it's more that like as you engage with these enemies, they're going to be taking damage.
And
Okay, so
there
we
is
got
a big
part of
boss
the-
guy up to the top.
I'm kind of wondering if I intercept the general, will that save a lot of chickenborn?
I will say you might have to use your tabaxi ability to dash or double your speed because one movement would get you close, but you would need that other movement to like engage for that fight.
Let's use double movement to engage.
Cool. You engage in the double movement. Puss in Boots, as you do so, we are going to move to the streets. Boom. Puss in Boots, as you appear, you see coming down the street is a general leading forces. Forces are close behind. Right now it's just you two. You have engaged him in the street. He has just cut down another 20 men. Just a whirl of blades sees you. Oh, the cat who stole from my good cousin. As he whips the sword, blood flicks off. You will.
Who's your cousin? I get a lot of people.
You will return the money that belonged to my cousin Jonas at once.
Oh.
Nah.
He's one of the Jonas brothers.
Jonas cousins.
Jonas cousins.
What was his name?
The banker.
Yeah. Listen, the money, and he kind of gestures, it's like, it's already gone.
You see, he goes,
like to the streets.
then I will rip every stone from its foundation until my family is paid back in kind. As Puss in Boots, you have an action. You cast Spirit Guardians, correct?
I was gonna do that for the soldiers. Is that not gonna work anymore?
It could work against this dude. Might be really bad. Yeah.
No, not this dude. The British soldiers.
The British soldiers. Right now, moving into the macro map, it's not gonna do a lot against the British soldiers. It's like you would have to say you're not going to engage.
Before I moved into the micro map.
I will allow, if you have done it moving through, would have ignited people on the way, you would have dealt a unit damage, even on a success, to the soldiers. I'll allow it.
Okay, so that's what I was trying to do.
Yes. Puss in Boots, again, you see, ha-ha! Who is your favorite fearless hero? As a bunch of Puss in Boots are all slashing. You are a miniature one-cat army with all these lives rushing through the streets. You rush in, see this general hunker down. Your Spirit Guardians whirl around you. That is your action, bonus action, movement. Puss in Boots, at the end of your turn, the general will take a legendary action.
That's not very nice.
As he is going to rush forward. You see he moves at blinding speed. Boom, boom! And it closes a 60-foot gap within a moment. And his blade is drawn. Now, that was his legendary to, move like that. But he closes. That is the British. Here we go.
Time. Spirit Guardians.
Spirit Guardians goes off. Well, shoot. On a natural one, he's going to burn a legendary resistance.
Well, I guess that's good.
Okay. The British will take their turn. These British attack the chickens. These British attack the troops here. 5, 12, and 19. The troops down by the harbor are not winning. You do see that they are looking just messed up. They're not getting their attacks off. The troops up above will take a single opportunity attack. That's a nat 20. Your troops catch the British as they try to flee to the checkpoint, inflict 4 casualties into the British. The British are going to get into this space to try to claim it as a checkpoint at the end of the round. And the other British did not hit on their attack. Cool. That is the British soldiers for now. You do see more ships are sailing in with the remainder of the British armies. This was their first wave to test the waters, and they're sending in their next ones immediately. Jack Frost, that is your turn with Megamind on deck.
Sure is. I think seeing these things pop up out of the rock golems pop out from underneath. Actually, no, even more than that. Even though Puss is in the micro battle, could I still pop a shot at the general, or is that gonna require me to get in close?
Actually, Jack, just there, you can pop a shot, no disadvantage.
Sweet. I'm just gonna try to take a shot at him. I'm gonna stamina point it and sharpshooter.
Hell yeah.
So it's -5 to whatever I roll right here.
So it's as if you only had a +9, only a 9.
My first hit is only going to be an 11, but I'm going to take my second attack.
Okay.
Also sharpshooter on that one.
Yep.
And that is a net 20. Do I have to stay? Would I have had to say I'm stamina pointing for both shots?
I'm allowing it because it sounded like that's what the plan was. Of
Yes.
Jack Frost, a nat 20 stamina point sharpshooter. Your eyes travel through the streets, across building tops, and you see this dude close with Puss in Boots, sword raised, and Puss in Boots, you watch an ice arrow suddenly is sticking out of this dude's neck as he roars in pain. Jack, how much damage is that?
Maxed out, that's 35 points of damage.
Woo! 35, and magical. 35 points damage. That dude looks horribly messed up as you shoot an arrow into his throat. He's not happy. Damn, that's super cool. Okay, Okay, Jack. Movement action. Any last bonus action before Megamind's turn?
Oh wait, has a general? Oh, he's taken a turn yet. Never mind.
Yeah, General just like got online, started taking turns. Yep.
Oh wait. I'm so sorry. I didn't double the damage for an at 20. I just did maxed out regular stamina damage because I was excited. So if I'm doubling my dice, it's an additional 16 points of damage. So it's 35 plus 60. That's 51 points of damage.
51.
Wouldn't it just be double everything, or is that?
I thought it was just double the dice, but I'm happy to double everything.
Crits don't double your modifier, so like it's
and the sharpshooter is where he's getting plus 10 to that.
yes. So
Gotcha.
it's still another 16. I will let you know, you dealt a ton of damage. He's horribly hurt in one attack. That was an insane crit to get. I will say on that, he's gonna have to take a legendary against Puss in Boots, Jack, as you deal that.
Ariel.
Yeah, it's not like he through the throat, looking horribly bad. Puss in Boots. Liam Evermore is going to grab you. He has to roll the hit. Puss in Boots, what's your armor class right now?
My armor class is an 18 now with the new
18.
armor.
Damn, so it's still a synthetic 21. Puss in Boots, you will take...
I doubt I could silvery barbs from so far away.
What's your normal range on silvery barbs? You might.
Oh, just 60 feet. That won't reach it.
60, too far. Yeah, a little too far away right now. There is a lot of bonus and detriment to war maps. Puss in Boots, you will take 10 bludgeoning and 5 necrotic damage. As Puss, you are grappled and restrained. As it's the flavor of he grabs you by the back of your neck and holds you up high and is just choking you out. Just, I will gladly skin you. As he holds up his sword. That was his grab attack. And Megamind, that is you with your soldiers, the Union, on deck, and then Jim Lake Jr.
So, I have a few things that I want to use. So I want to move in a little closer.
Okay.
Towards the ships to the right. And I want to, hold on, what's the range of that spell? Uh, 60 feet I doubt will hit the other ship, huh? Or 120 doubled?
120. What is the range 120 normally?
It's 60 normally.
60 to 40. It will definitely cover this full ship and golem here.
Damn it. Okay, then. I'm going to cast Shatter at a 4th level.
Hit that construct.
Actually, at a 3rd level. Did I say stamina point? I was going to do that.
As long as you say it before the damage and before I make the save, so you're good. Yep.
And I want to also use my sorcery point to twin spell it. And so I want to hit the ship and
the golem.
The construct. But I want to include them both in the circle for both of them.
So they're
basically
both
I'm hitting
overlapping
it twice with...
That's actually how that works. You overlap it. I'm going to make 2 saves for them. Con saves from each. What's your spell save DC?
Is Is there any like negative bonus for them being constructs and it being shatter?
You think it might deal more damage than usual.
It's 16.
I rolled 2 6s for the golem. I rolled 2 16s naturally for the ship. So the ship succeeds. We'll take stamina. So 2 stamina shatters at a higher level. So how much damage is this, Shane? Oh my gosh.
A lot.
3d8. Because if it's upcast, it's another d8.
They do have disadvantage for each.
Because if they're made of inorganic... Thank you so much. Because the golem already failed both, I rolled for the ship. That's 2 failures.
Yes.
So, both are going to take... How much?
Words. Not the 4d8.
So...
Times 2.
32...
64.
64. Because they're taking 2 32s. I'll let you know the 64 doubles. As these golems are vulnerable to thunder damage. 128 points. The ship looks horrifyingly broken, about to burst. The golem looks on death's door.
Damn it! So close.
Okay. Megamind. That's great turn though. Insane stuff. It's going to be your union members and Jim Lake Jr. Taking their turn here real quick. Let's go ahead and move 1, 2. It's moving up.
How injured is the one by Jim? The other one by Jim.
This guy? Oh, or
the blue one. Or blue
This
fella.
guy's fresh.
Oh.
And I will say,
Cool.
again, kind of like with L, healing spells aren't something that's going to help really well on the turn. They're more the held actions to prevent loss. Because it's not like you're coming up to heal and it's like, well, how do I heal 1,000 people who have already, like, bid it? Versus, like, if you hold action or hold healing spells to cast when they take stuff, it's saying, like, I'm just spending it as that, like, don't take a loss.
Yeah, I was just curious if they were fresh and would be able to, like, help kind of route that guy up top, or if we should have them kind of help the Chickenborn.
I'll actually say, because they're coming from here, if they go in, you can have both of these adventurers take 2 attacks on this guy before he gets to the circle, which could be huge.
And I know the red guy, the red coats down at the bottom, took 4 because of a nat 20.
Yes. Rolling a bunch of damage. This guy takes 2 casualties, looking a little hurt up here. But you now have your guys here, so it's contested. They don't claim it. Chickenborns hit this guy, who's now looking just at half health. That's a failed morale check, takes another loss. Bloodied guys here, hurt, fresh. Your troops rush in. These troops connect to save. You've still got control unless enemies start making their way somehow here to game these guys. It's just these 2 contested. And again, I will say, if you can claim these 2 before the end of a round, that will give you a win. You don't even have to finish the fight with war. You just have to control all the major control points.
Remind me what controlling those points means.
Controlling means only your guys are in the circle, right? So if any, it's that like, hey, even if one dude, even if they're on death's door, but if they're there, it's contested, right? It's the idea of they're holding it. Because it's the same for you guys of, it's that last stand, we're holding the point, we're trying our best. So for you guys right now, the only real problem for Jim is the golem. Right, this golem is in the circle. Again, the ship's in the harbor. There's a golem that is still in this circle that's going to be a problem, and this dude is now looking hurt, but just took a little bit of damage up top.
And the one that you said is fresh by Puss in Boots, did he take stuff from the Guardians before Puss rushed in?
You are correct. He did take a point from the Spirit Guardian, so he is...
okay, so he's at 9.
Yeah, he's at 9.
Okay.
That is correct. These guys have engaged. Okay. Jim Lake Jr., that is your turn.
Excellent. I think it's time to wail on a golem.
Solid.
Yes. The guys right below you are on death's door, and then the one on the right is very fresh.
I will say, the one on your right is fresh, but if you can kill this one, if you can kill the one on the right, you could gain your penultimate checkpoint. If you go for the one on the bottom, you could just outright kill it before it gets a turn.
Okay.
And 128 puts it at death's door.
Really? I don't know if I can... Don't know if I can deal that much.
Well, I will let you know. These creatures will be vulnerable to fire. I will let you know. The golems are evil.
Fabulous. All right.
The soldiers aren't technically evil. The soldiers are lawful neutral, for lack of a better word. The golems are evil aligned. They have been summoned by malicious purposes, or for malicious purposes.
Cool. Well, in that case, I think I'm just gonna attack with my Sword of Daylight. Throw a little stamina point on there.
Cool. Stamina point, first attack, and you can smite to deal even more damage into this.
17.
A 17. Oh my gosh, barely hits the golem. AC 17. There's stone.
Praise not my goal.
Praise be the Union. So, Jim, you can throw smites in there, which will auto buff with the stamina as well.
I can throw a first level smite in there.
So that's going to be another 2d8.
Okay. I take that back. I'm going to use my last second level spell slot.
Okay.
For this smite. It's maxed out.
Gotcha.
So how much is that going to be? That's going to be 3d8 from the smite.
So 24. He is vulnerable because he's evil. 48 from the smite. And how much normally from the sword?
19. Yeah.
So 58, 67 points of damage. He is almost bloodied in one hit.
That's lovely.
Is any of that fire?
Oh, he would take auto fire from you first starting next to him.
Oh, yeah.
Does the other guy?
The other guy does not. It's because, again, on the macro map, it's hard to tell. Because Jim is choosing to engage with our first guy here, we're not worried about the one below yet.
Do you want me to roll a d6 for that?
Yes, to roll, because every bit's going to count right now.
It's a 1.
1 becomes 2. Okay.
2 damage.
So far, Jim Lake Jr., you have dealt 69 points of damage to the golem in this first hit. Nice.
Yeah, we're doing it again.
Do it again.
Stamina point.
Stamina point. Big hits, big money.
Why not? Oh. No, it's a 15.
Rats.
That's so sad.
A 15 does not hit. Both golems looking
dang.
horribly broken. But still up.
Okay.
Okay. Jim Lake Jr., still an excellent turn. At the end of the round, it will make the ships. Here come the rest of the British ships. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. It's more like here because it can't land yet. 4, 5. Okay. They're rushing in. The golems on the Synthetic 1 initiative are going to go. They're attacking. One's lumbering towards Megamind. One's lumbering towards Jim. One's lumbering towards Puss in Boots. One's lumbering towards your allies. Here we go.
No.
The one on Puss in Boots saves against Spirit Guardians will take half. The one on Jim misses on both attacks. Highest was a 20, doesn't hit your armor class. The ones on Megamind was a 12, which I believe misses, but a 21, I believe, hits. Megamind.
Silvery barbs.
Silvery Barbs? Alright.
Correct.
The one on me also started their turn in my general vicinity, so they're taking damage.
Yes, they are.
But I can't remember.
Megamind, you, Silvery Barbs, that's still a 22 to hit, unfortunately.
Okay. Am I able to just give anybody advantage?
I'll say for Silvery Barbs, yes, for this fight.
Wonderful. I'll give it a Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots, you have an advantage. Megamind, you take 19 points of bludgeoning damage as boosh, the stone golem rocks into you and punches you as hard as you can.
Is that 19?
19, yes. That is the golem's turn. Back at the top of the order, Liam Evermore will take his go.
Did they not attack me?
Oh, right. He's attacking you. He's going to try to hit. RJ, what's your current armor class? Oh,
18.
Yeah, that's a 24 both times. Those are both barely hits.
Ouch.
Yee. RJ, this will be a total of, 38 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
As this thing starts hurling chunks of itself. Boom, boom. RJ's looking pretty banged up, but you're still up, still doing fine. But yeah, that golem engages, because that golem is fighting on the ship. They're locked into that kind of combat. These guys are just barely getting off. He took his attacks, missed on the soldiers. That guy attacking. Cool. Okay.
Do you want the numbers for the damage that input?
I do want the numbers, if you have them.
Yeah, I rolled a 5 for the fire and an 8 for the radiant. Those double?
16. 26 more. That golem's looking very, very bloodied. At the end of the round, no checkpoints have traded hands. Again, you've just got the hotly contested 2. A golem is remaining here, and just those troops. But again, these ships are getting ready. They may not be able to unload this turn, but they're so close. The warrior looks at you, Puss in Boots. And on his turn, you see he holds up his sword, reconsiders. No. Let's make you my meal. As you see sharp fangs descend from his mouth. And he is going to start by bonus action biting you.
That's okay.
Puss in Boots does a 28 hit. Barely not a crit. Puss, you take 7 piercing and 24 necrotic damage. I will let you know, Puss in Boots, your hit point maximum is reduced by 24. So like your max is now 35, but again, 59 is your normal. Puss in Boots, you're just down though. It doesn't outright kill you, so he boom bites into you. Spirit Guardians do drop. Is
that the start of his turn?
That was the start of his turn.
So does he at least take it whenever he first starts his turn?
He will. That is a barely success, so go ahead and roll damage, Puss in Boots, to half damage into him.
I'm just trying to whittle any amount of hit points that I can from these guys.
Sorry, what do you want?
Spirit Guardians.
half damage because he started his turn.
4d8 of radiant.
Well, if my sheet actually lets me scroll down, it's not. I have to re-log in. Hold on.
Go ahead and just give it to me then when you got it. But RJ, that's you.
Think that. Oh. RJ.
Oh, you're muted. That's why. I was like, what's going on?
Sorry. Do I need to make a concentration check for haste?
You do need to make a concentration check. It's going to be a 19 con save.
Well, fetch me. That's a no.
Ah, rats.
Yeah.
Haste does drop from the boulders. RJ, you do... hold on, RJ. Haste gives you an improved AC... Oh, but it was 24 to hit. Never mind. Dang. I was like, wait, would they have just missed? No, they still hit.
Anyways, do I lose everything?
You lose your action, I believe. It's kind of that whole, like, sludge... I'll double check it.
I mean, yes, but this is also over an hour.
Yeah, so let me see. I'm going to rule it as this. Because when it ends, you can't move or take actions. Dragon's giving you movement. I'll say you still do definitely have bonus actions and reactions right now as part of the wording of the spell.
Okay. That sucks. One second.
Totally fine. Puss in Boots, do you have that damage at all?
Oh, I texted it to you. 17 halved is 8.5, rounded down is 8.
Sweet. I will let you know, even doing 8, he is looking horribly, horribly hurt, and with the Radiant, he doesn't like the Radiant damage right now.
Because he's evil.
Because he's evil.
Could RJ have Dragon take an attack?
Is he undead? Sorry.
He's undead.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Then circle back. But
Dragon can take an attack. Yeah, again, RJ can't move, but it's nice because right now you're mounted, so to speak. So Dragon could take an attack on the shipper golem.
As if that's the case, then yeah, I'll just roll an attack for Dragon real quick.
Go for it.
Because he's got some pretty dope stuff.
I will let you know, if you attack the ship's looking very, very, very broken.
Yeah, so the ship needs to make a DC 17 dexterity save, which it fails.
Auto fails.
And so I'm going to roll 3d8. Slams it for 10 plus 4. So that's 14 points of fire damage.
14 points of fire damage. Doubles to 28. RJ, you watch Dragon erupts fire into the ship, and the golem cannot swim, and it and the ship sink to the bottom of this ocean.
Yay!
I will just healing word myself then, and we will move.
Smart. Yep, Dragon will
There
start...
are 2 more ships to take.
Yep, Dragon wheels around. You start flying over as you healing word yourself, feeling that like haste of, ooh, yeah, this is a long fight. It feels just so long right now. But solid stuff. Puss in Boots. Yeah, it's like, it's well above the Destroyed Dead. So Puss in Boots, you have just dropped. I do need a singular death.
Sentinel at death's door. Hold on.
What?
As a reaction when you or a creature suffers a critical hit. Oh, was it a critical hit?
It was not a critical hit.
Damn it.
He said almost.
It was almost a critical.
A critical would have been dangerous.
Critical would... Actually, that could have outright killed you with critical being low. Puss in Boots, I'll just need one death save. I will say, Puss in Boots, you're making this. Jack Frost, you go next after the British. And you're close. Actually, basically on top of them. You're almost there. Okay, Puss in Boots, go ahead and make me the death save. And just let me know what you get.
16.
Okay, 16. British take their turns. They attack back. Jack Frost, that's you.
Okay, perfect. I'm close enough to shoot
Attack
the Evermore again, right?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I'm not gonna use another stamina point just in case, but I will do sharpshooter. So my first shot comes off. Is not gonna hit. That's a nat 1.
Your bow,
turns into a 10.
it flings off somewhere into the ocean as you tried to course correct for wind, and it just didn't hit very well.
Yeah. I don't think the second one's gonna hit either with a 15.
A 15 does not hit, unfortunately.
Yeah. So then I'm gonna sprint closer. Obviously I've already used my action, but I'm just gonna use my movement to try to get into where Puss in Boots is at.
Yes. Jack Frost, you right in there. Boom. You rush in. You're actually pretty close. Again, on the rooftops running across. You rush in, Jack, taking your attacks off. Megamind,
if I can...
Oh.
Wait. Never mind. Cure Wounds is a action, not bonus action.
Rats.
Continue.
L, you also have advantage just in case you failed your...
Oh, yeah, you have the Silvery Barb's advantage. Well, so it sounds like a success, but roll to see if you crit.
Or you could save it to the next time, whatever you want to do.
Oh. No.
Didn't work.
Okay. So still a success. No crits. Megamind, it's you. The Union's going to start taking their attacks real quick. Rushing in. These guys are going to move.
If he can take out that ship, then that'd be nice.
The Union's going to actually... That guy? No, yeah. He's going to try to help take out the Golem on you, Megamind, to let you free up to try something else. Here we go. 2 attacks. 2 hits. Dude up above is looking horribly messed up. Your troops are trying so hard. The Chickenborn are going to attack in as well. That's another hit. And the Golem... Dead. The Golem is crushed, Megamind, as Union Adventure groups rush in, casting their own shatters and spells. Boom. Gone.
Okay. Jim, would you rather go up and attack the guy at the top and me try and do that shatter thing down at this golem? Or take the golem and me try and do something towards the guy up top?
Are we talking the red troops up top?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Okay.
the general and those troops. So it's the idea.
Oh.
Does Jim go up there
Or
and Megamind takes the Golem?
I
the
thought,
one in the contested area.
yeah, in the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in theory,
I
Megamind
don't
and
know
Jim
if you
could
get
try to
that.
take these two. Well, Jim's movement would move you 1. Jim, you would need something to get you 1 more space of movement. Because if you action dash, then you wouldn't be able to attack.
No, but I could still get there.
Yeah.
But we want to try and get...
You, in theory,
I'm thinking we want to try and
Yeah.
free up all the spaces this round, because if we do, then we don't have to deal with these extra 5 ships that are pulling in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how I could get up there and take out
Gotcha.
red guys.
You
on the
have a
same
once a
turn.
day
I don't have any-
You have a once a day Gabriel card. You
That's
could try to
true.
ask Gabriel to move you around the battlefield.
That's true.
Which you get to do extra damage every single time. So if we get Gabriel to bump you up, and then I hit this guy with that same shatter dealio that I did with the other guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's.
Or did you already do your turn? Or
Nope.
are you after me?
I'm at the end of the order.
Gotcha.
So would calling on Gabriel be like a full action?
It starts your action, but if your action is like your action is to pray, try the percentile roll, but it's the request is Gabriel, can you move me somewhere to let me attack? Right? It's the idea of saying like my action is to ask for this action, if that makes sense.
Okay. I think that might be our best.
In
bet
which
here.
case, because you guys act right on top of each other, Megamind, the Union, Jim Lake Jr., go ahead, Jim. While Megamind, you're gonna move and make me the shatter. Jim Lake Jr., I just need a religion check as you pray out to Gabriel first, just to get his attention.
Also, my thing is going to be the same as last time, including the stamina point.
Again, boom, boom, stamina point, go for the ship, go for the golem. I will make their
Religion.
checks disadvantage.
Yes. 18.
18 succeeds. Jim, you call out to Gabriel. Go ahead and give me a...
Oh, was that me that has disadvantage?
on religion? I don't believe so.
No, disadvantage was the golem.
The golem. Oh,
Gotcha,
yes.
thank
So, Jim, go ahead and make me a percentile roll for the Gabriel table. Megamind, you rush up, cast it. The golem and the ship failed.
What percentile?
Just do the D100.
Oh, okay.
The golem...
Wonderful. And this time I cast it at 4th level. My last one, which puts it at 5d8.
So that's going to be 40 doubles, 80 damage. Yeah, the golem Jim Lake Jr. started explodes. The ship looks horribly hurt. Jim, what did you get on the percentile?
I got a 26.
A 26. Gabriel cannot, unfortunately, put you right up next to these guys. But on a 26, because this is an easier request, he can accomplish half of this request. Jim, he's going to place you right here. Which gives you still have movement.
Okay. I'm looking something up really quick.
Okay.
It's not what I want. Why do half of these tabs give me helpful information and half of them don't?
Yeah.
You
I
should
would
be
have moved to
moved one square, right?
the circle.
Because here's the thing. I have... Does it take an action? It doesn't say. Oh, as an action. Okay. You may choose 2 creatures or objects that share a size and attempt to swap their position. So, like, I could theoretically just swap with a soldier in the red.
Using a unit, because I'll say it, yeah, oh gosh. Because of how the war mechanics work, Jim, I see that, I see exactly what you're trying to do. This could work. What I'm going to ask is to use the blue starlight. I think we're going to call this a check. It could work, though. Okay. You choose to that share size. Because here's the thing, Jim. It doesn't even have to be you. You could swap the red unit with a friendly blue unit.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, let's just do that then.
So here's what we're going to do. An attempt to swap their position. I'm checking it. Unwilling creatures make a saving throw against your spell save DC on a failed save. Okay. What's your spell save DC as a paladin right now?
That is a great question. Give me 2 seconds. 15.
Okay. They could fail. I will let you know. They are going to make a con save against a 15. The soldiers have a +4 to this. They need an 11 or higher to succeed, but on a failure, you're about to take the checkpoint. Okay. Megan can be my witness. I haven't moved it.
What did you just do? Oh dear.
They rolled a 10 +4 for 14. Moving you up, putting you within range, you reach out your hand, boom, 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 and swap the positions of 2 units, which technically keeps your allies... Oh, excuse me, because your allies would have moved in on their turn for Megamind. There we go.
Yes.
Your guys would have moved in, because again, it's all your turn right now, that initiative. And that brings us at the end of the order. The last thing to go is the golems, and there's no golem that could stop what's about to happen. We come out of the battle map because at the end of the initiative, you gain all the checkpoints. The last thing we need to do, as you see, the British have to full retreat. Having all the checkpoints means you are now able to rally cannons, air and ship defense systems. You've got soldiers coming out of the woodworks. Everyone is able, now that the defense are positioned, to simply rush forward. No need to care about the positions. You have them. You all rush forward. Jack, you see the General Evermore looks at you, looks at the troops. Again, the retreat has been sounded. Horns are blowing. Ships are trying to pull out of the harbor. I would say, like, Megamind and RJ, you are still, like, crushing ships left and right, throwing out spells. Evermore looks at you. You know he can't attack Puss in Boots again. So he will turn into mist and disappear.
He technically is initiative before me, right? He did have...
Technically, yes.
Okay, I was going to say, if I had the chance to shoot him, I would, but...
It's the idea of, even if we weren't coming out of initiative, that is... Well, actually, he could have done that as a legendary, I realized, too. So...
I wish I was closer, I would have counterspelled him.
I just need Puss in Boots to make me one more death saving throw before the chicken-born soldiers that are nearby who have healing get to you.
I cast Fireball on her location.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no! It was years in the making. It was all coming down to this.
Bruh.
What was it, Puss in Boots?
That is a natural 13.
Puss in Boots,
Hey!
would you like to come back up with a lingering wound?
Just die.
Also,
Hey, Puss in Boots, this is really cool. Roll me
I
a...
am right there. I can cure wounds you
jeez. Puss in Boots. Well, here's the thing. Because it's right
You can
before
do
Cure Wounds can come out. It's the idea of, as we come out of initiative, this is the last death save. So, Puss in
Yeah.
Boots, go ahead and make me a D20 roll. Let's see what happens. We'll see what happens, Some...
No, boss, no.
That was loud.
That's a 2. Puss in Boots.
Damn, boy, he thick, boy. That's a thick ass boy.
Nice.
Puss in Boots, you gain a withered paw. Your hand withers. You lose a hand, meaning you can no longer hold anything with 2 hands. You can only hold a single object at a time. It will take some of the highest healing magic possible, which does not yet exist in any party, to heal this. As you came back up, you were dropped due to a necrotic injury. Puss in Boots, your fencing paw withers. As you
To
all...
retrain myself?
Do we... Yeah, retrain? I will say, as we come out, we are about to end. This is our last... our last session before our brief hiatus. As all of you sit here, victorious, the British sail off. New York is saved. The first person to notice something is wrong would be Jack Frost. You are in some of the highest points right now. Jack, standing up in the roofs on this high point, because again, RJ is sailing off, blowing spells at these fleeing ships. Megamind, you are downing ships in the harbor. Jack, you notice that it is dusk, right? You know, like, the sun was setting. But suddenly, that golden hour disappears in an instant. As you look down, you see shadows stretch, and you look out far into the west across the lands of the Americas. The sun is no longer setting, but is instead blocked by a large hexagonal point. All of you would turn and see Puss in Boots coming back up, grabbing your paw. Megamind, RJ, Jim turning. Multiple objects are linking together far out in the cosmos. You hear telepathically a voice in your head. My name is Horde Prime. Subjugate yourselves to me, and I will let your planet live. As we enter, for our time, 5 months of in real life downtime, we will now enter a 5-year time skip. As Dremore is forever changed with the arrival of Horde Prime, the Black Sun cult's fruition. I thank you all so very much for playing. I thank you all for listening, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Pulls out the wish trowel.